I can't believe it. Me wife and me best mate.
Why did it have to happen?
Hello, love.
Where have you been?
I've just been stretching my legs, you know, having a gossip around the backs.
Oh, yeah, who with?
Well, because there was nobody else about, Vera Duckworth.
Oh, Thrillsville.
Look, love, I'm a shopkeeper, you know. I'm used to meeting people. I like meeting people. I suppose she counts as one.
And I don't, eh? You're a loving wife.
You count as 10, love.
Oh.
Hey, come here.
Oh. Hey, now, you know what Dr. McLean said about getting overexcited?
Yeah, well, I remember what she said about you looking after me and all.
Yeah, well, she also said a little gentle exercise wouldn't do you any harm. I don't think she meant filling your lungs from the dustbins and chatting up Vera Duckworth.
Chatting up.
Come on, give us your key.
Oh, tell her.
Come in. Hello, come on in.
I just came to see how Alf was and have a chat, perhaps, but if I've come at a bad time...
Abby, like, come on. Got a visitor.
Hello, love.
Now, don't get up, Alf.
No, well, love, I'm not doing much leaping about these days.
No, I know what you mean, though. I mean, he always was one for lifting his hat and opening doors, not to mention standing to attention when the ladies were around.
Right.
How are you feeling, then?
Well, to tell you the truth, I feel a bit useless. But you know me. I like to be doing.
Yeah, well, we all know where that got you, don't we, eh? Emily, would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, no, not for me, thank you. I can't stop long.
Well, I'm putting the kettle on anyway. I mean, Alf never says no to a cup.
Oh, well, then. Good. Suppose they've told you to take things quietly.
Oh, our usual doctor's orders. Everything in moderation. A sensible diet, a bit of gentle exercise, you know, all that sort of thing. Oh, and no stress.
Well, I keep telling him, Emily, there's one blessing he can count. He won't have all that stupid council stuff to worry about.
Oh, no. Still, I wish it had been my choice.
Yes, well, I mean, as you know, I was helping Deirdre in the election, but I would just like to say, Alf, not that I thought you were a bad councillor, far from it. But when Deirdre asked me to help her, well, I couldn't refuse her.
Well, I can understand that.
Yes, I don't know if you will, Audrey.
What?
The thing is, you see, Deirdre and I have always been pretty close. We're next-door neighbours, you see, and I'm like an auntie to Tracy. Like I say, when she asked me, I had to help her.
Yeah, it's water under the bridge. We've no hard feelings, love. Not toward you, anyway.
It's one or two we feel different about, though.
Well, anyway, I'm glad we've cleared the air. Oh, you've heard about the goings-on at the Rovers, I take it.
Well, we've only heard half a tale, actually. We don't get in there at the moment, you see.
I bet's buzzed off somewhere, hasn't she? Well, she's done that before now.
But this time there's money involved, I gather. Apparently she's been very worried about how things were going at the Rovers. And that money she borrowed to buy the tenancy, well, it seems she borrowed most of it from Alec Gilroy.
I say, they seem to have a lot of lakes in Canada, don't they?
Oh, hundreds of them, yeah. Now, that's a lake, Simcoe, yeah. Now, I went there with my brother to see a friend of his. Yeah, it was, well, that's where he lives. It's a town near Orillia. Oh, he runs a dance band there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do they want barmaids over there at all? Only I've got a funny feeling that me and you are going to be wanting jobs soon. Hour and a half till we're open, lovey.
I don't suppose Bet's turned up yet.
Well, you suppose quite right.
Do you know, I just keep hoping she's going to walk in through that door. I mean, I got here this morning, I went straight up to her bedroom. Just hoping, you know.
How could she do it to me? That's what gets me. I mean, all the help I've given her, all the support, and then she does this to me.
But it's not just you, you know. What about us?
Huh?
Well, Betty reckons it's going to finish up with me and her getting the sack.
Oh, well, I mean, it could do. I've got a very funny feeling.
Oh, give over. My staff can get work any time. You two haven't lost your money, have you? My God, when I think about it, 12,000. I just wish I knew where Bet Lynch was right this minute.
I reckon she'll be in some nice, expensive hotel.
Yeah, living it up. Spending all the money like water.
My money. It's my money she's spending.
Hello? It's only me.
You've got a memory like a sieve, you have. I thought you were bringing this with you.
I forgot.
Yeah, well, you didn't forget to shout the odds when it wouldn't work this morning, did you?
Just put it down and leave it, and I'll have a look at it, all right?
Yeah, well, if you want sauce for your breakfast in the morning, you better see to it today.
I will now. Will you get back to work before you get the push?
Look, I wouldn't be taking a chance like this if you'd have remembered, would I?
Will you just go?
Oh, sonny. Well, just think on. No toast at no toast.
Do you want me to ring Baldwin up, eh?
Do you? You wouldn't know,
Yeah,
would
I
you?
would.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Duckworth.
Hey, you, what you been doing to him?
Me, nothing.
Well, somebody has. Look, he's a cheerful lad, Artery, and look at him. He couldn't smile him, it'd crack his face. It's not like Artery, that. So somebody must be getting the poor lad down.
Well, I don't know. And with all due respect, you're his mother, and if you don't
Look,
know...
with all due respect, it's you he spends all his time with. Oh, I'm not surprised he's flaming miserable.
That was your darling mother. Taking it out on me because you're doing your zombie act. What have you been telling her?
What about?
What about? What about? About you and your mate's wife? That's what about.
I haven't told her anything, and I hope you haven't either.
Oh, I see. Do you think I would, eh, do you?
Okay. You're a mate.
You don't make it easy, though, do you?
Look, if you don't know what this is about, then I'll tell you something. Do yourself a favour. Don't bother to try and find out. There's no fun in it.
Yes, I can imagine. And where did you pinch this?
Didn't pinch it. Pete left it lying around the office.
Oh, flame.
Look, don't say it. I know what I'm 7 different kinds of, and I don't need you to remind me. Pete caught us at it last night.
What do you mean? Caught you at it?
Well, not, but I was kissing her and he walked in.
What happened?
Well, there wasn't much time for anything to happen, was there? Linda told me to whop it, so I did.
So you left her to it, did you?
Well, what good would it have done if I'd have stayed, eh? We'd only ended up smashing the furniture up, wouldn't we? Let him start crying when I left.
Oh, he'll soon stop his crying, and when he does, he'll be round here with a tyre lever.
Let him.
Is she worth it?
Yeah. She's worth it.
Well, I don't think she's that struck on you, letting you kiss her or not.
Don't kid yourself, mate. You might have a funny way of showing it, but I know. And that's all that matters.
Thanks, Emily.
No, I can't understand it. I mean, Norman's a serious-minded boy, but that doesn't mean he's naturally unhappy. He hasn't said anything, but I think it's something to do with work.
Excuse me. Are you trying to suggest that Artery's upsetting that stupid Norman of yours?
Well, something is.
And Terry is much more forceful, isn't he?
Look, it might interest you to know that Artery's a very sensitive lad.
Well, we're not saying he isn't.
And if anybody's upsetting anybody, it's that daft logic of hers. He looks as if he's just coming out of the rain, and by God, he behaves as if he has. But you can't expect any other, can you? It's not as if he lives at Happy House at Bellevue, is it?
Oh, don't.
Mrs. Turpin.
Yeah.
Hugh Ridley from the brewery.
Oh, yes, I remember you from before.
Is there somewhere we can have a quiet word?
Yes, come into the living room. You'll be all right on your own, lovey, won't you?
Yes. Sure.
Would you like to sit down, please?
Thank you. I didn't want to discuss these matters in public. I dare say the customers already know more than we'd like them to.
Well, it's very hard to keep things quiet. I mean, they all know that Miss Lynch, they all know that she's not here.
Ah, I take it you haven't heard from her.
Well, no, I haven't, but she's written a letter to Alec Gilroy, he's a friend of hers, you know.
Yes, Mr. Gilroy, yes, I know about that. But she hasn't been in touch since.
Well, no, not with me, she hasn't, no.
Right. Well, Mrs. Turpin, it's almost unsatisfactory from the brewery's point of view, as you can well imagine.
I mean, me and Gloria, well, she's the other barmaid. We're not very happy either, love. We'd like to know where we stand.
Yes, of course you would. Well, the first thing to do is to get the situation onto an orderly basis.
Yeah.
We'd like you to take charge of the Rovers for the time being, if that's agreeable.
Oh, well, I'm not so sure about that, love.
Well, you've taken responsibility once or twice in the past, I gather. Holiday times and so on.
Yeah, well, this is a bit different, isn't it? And I'm not all that keen, love. If you'd just find somebody else.
It's purely temporary, I assure you. Just a stopgap till we know exactly what the situation is we're dealing with. The brewery would be most appreciative. You'd be doing us a favour, Mrs. Turpin. Linda?
Sit down, love, please.
I've got the dinner to make. We're not stopping eating, are we?
Just for a minute, love. I know how things are, but I need you, love. I can't tell you how much. Seeing you with him, I just... I know what I've been like. But it's all going to change. I promise. Everything. I'm going to get a job. A real job. I'll go back on security. We were all right then, weren't we? We won't go short. I mean, I gave you that money yesterday. I can earn enough for both of us. And I will. I will. All right. I'm not kidding myself. I know what the main trouble is. It's me drinking. But I'm going to stop it. Even if it kills me, I'm going to stop it. I mean it, Linda. And I've started. Yesterday in a pub, Curly said, "Do you want a drink?" And I said, "No, I'm cutting down." You ask him. He'll tell you. He will. You ask him. I need you, love. Don't we? Don't know what to do.
Here.
It's not cold, love.
Oh, no, I'm not having any arguments. It's colder out there than it is in here, and you've not been out in the street more than the once, so look after yourself, wrap yourself up properly.
You sound just like my mother. Button your chest up, she used to say. I never found out how to do it.
Go on, and don't be so argumentative, and don't go too far.
What, you mean with Vera Duckworth?
Oh, and don't be so funny. You're still an ill man, and don't forget it. See you, lovey.
Ah, ta-ra, love.
Hello, Wolf. I'm sorry you've not been feeling so good. You better now?
Yeah, well, I'm improving slowly, you know.
Good. Off on a marathon, are you?
Just round the block.
You're not back working, are you?
More than my life's worth, lad.
Hello there, councillor. It's in the outside world, are we?
Ah, well, you might say that, Percy. Oh, incidentally, I'm not a counsellor anymore.
Oh, sorry, no force of habit. I keep forgetting you got beat. Still, I'm sure it's for the best.
Aye, so folk keep telling me.
Quite right and all. Anyway, I'm glad I've caught you. I'll accompany you on your constitutional. Because the last thing folk want in your condition is to be left alone. You see, you get to brooding when what you want is cheering up. Right, which way are we going?
I'll see you later.
Did you hear about Arthur Ramsden?
Who?
Arthur Ramsden. You know, the caretaker of that block of flats in Princess Driveway. Haven't you heard?
No.
Well, this is what I mean about cheering you up. There's always somebody worse off than yourself, you know. Oh, aye. Now, Arthur had the one heart attack, you see, and he thought he'd got over it, and then right out of the blue he has another one. Finished him off. Passed away yesterday afternoon. They found him in the lift. Going up, which I suppose is a good sign. He wasn't, wasn't an old fella neither, you know. He'd be a chap of about your age. And then there was another chap. No, he wasn't very old. In fact, he was younger than you. Boom, he'd gone.
Now look, you.
I'm not coming here to fight you. I've come here to give you some information. Me and Linda have had a long talk, and the upshot was that she wants me. She's sticking with me. So get that through your thick skull and don't come bothering us anymore. Maybe it was my fault. I should have known about you and your bits on the side. But get this straight. Linda's not one of them. She never meant to go any other distance with you, and she's sorry she ever did.
Are you telling me that she
I'm telling
wanted
you
no
what she
part in it?
said. She thinks you're nout a pound, Terry. Nout a pound. And I think the same. You think you're God's gift to women, but you're nout, get it? Nout.
If you think I'm just going to
Told you what I think. And I've told you what Linda thinks and all. And you can stick your job. You won't see me round here again. And I don't want to see you round my place, not ever.
Don't think you've seen the last of me, Jacko.
I'm warning you. If I see your face round my house again, I'll take a big handle to it.
Where your heart has ever been.
Hey, come on, let's have that jacket. Give over. Come on, let's have your glasses. And you, come on. Get up home, you're too young to be out here. Go on.
Large Irish, love.
It's cold time, you know.
Oh, give over. My entire future's trembling on the top deck of the Titanic, the band's playing Nearer My God to Thee, and you're mothering about closing time.
Is it all right if I serve Alec, Betty?
What are you asking her for?
Well, she's in charge, isn't she?
What's happened now? Is this something else I don't know about?
Hugh Ridley called around, you know, in from the brewery.
Hugh Ridley?
Yeah.
So that young chap, not long out of nappies, jumped up school kid type?
Yeah, that's him near enough. He's asked me would I be willing to run the pub.
Well, he's taking a lot on himself then, in that case. Be getting the backs of his legs slapped when George Newton's about this.
Oh, good Lord, he's just doing as he's told like the rest of us. I said I wasn't that keen, and he just said it was temporary, so after a while I said, yeah. Come on, lads. Hey, come on, you'll be getting me shot.
I think this is a bit much, you know. I'd have had the decency to consult me.
You? Well, what's it got to do with you if you're in charge?
Well, just about everything, I'd say. I think you're forgetting it was my money that got Bet the tenancy of this place. What did he say about that?
Well, nothing.
No. What do you mean, nothing? He must have said something.
Not to me, he didn't.
Right, just wait till I see young Master Ridley. If they think they can play fast and loose with my money, they've another thing coming. 12,000 quid of mine. That's what qualifies me for a say in what goes on round here. Now, am I getting that drink or what?
No, I can't, can I, if I let you get away with it, they'll all want one.
Right.
Hello, it's me, Terry.
Listen, I've just had that so-called husband of yours round here, feeding me like
I'm staying with him, Terry.
Oh, no, you're not. Not if I have to come and...
Please don't make things worse, Terry. He needs me. Now I need him, so I'm staying with him, and I don't want you to ring me or get in touch with me again, all right?
Oh, not another one. I don't like salads.
Well, it likes you, so get on with it. Go on, it's on your list. Oh, no, stop. Go on.
Yes, oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise I was upsetting your tea.
Oh, that's all right, look.
Oh, well, I won't keep you from your lovely salad. It was just that Percy Sugden was in the shop this morning, and he asked me if I'd bring you this new copy of Scale Models when it came in, so there it is.
Ah, he didn't pay for it, though, did he?
No, he didn't. Should he have done? I just put it on your bill.
No, that's all right.
Oh, and he asked me to tell you that he'll be over later to give you a hand.
What with?
Oh, well, he didn't say. Oh, well, do you think that could be a no?
He'll have seen you come in, love.
He misses nothing, that fella. Go on, let him in. Let's get it over with.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Oh, right. Well, thanks very much for your trouble, love.
You're very welcome.
It's a nice magazine.
Yes,
actually,
nice to see you looking a bit better.
Oh, good, you brought it, did you?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Right,
Well, that's
right.
it. I was in the library this morning having a look at it. Do you mind? Excuse me. I'll show you. It's in here somewhere. Oh, here we are. Matchstick models are back in fashion. Try your hand with this simple yet magnificent reproduction of Manchester Town Hall and make yourself the envy of your fellow modellers.
I'm just having my tea, Percy.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not stopping. No, I'll come back later. We'll make a start. In the meantime, there's something to be going on with.
Well, that won't get you very far, huh?
It's just the beginning, that, Mrs. Roberts. I mean, you've got to have a beginning before you can do anything. And don't forget, you know, the great oaks from tiny acorns grow. Put that spit for you right in the shade, this will.
Who was it said that model making relaxed you?
The doctor.
Well, why are my nerves jangling then?
Hiya, love. Where's my toaster?
I've not got round to it yet.
You haven't got round to it? You've had all flaming day. Look what you're playing at.
Mum.
Don't go mamming me. I asked her to do a simple job, which is more for your benefit than it is for mine. Because God knows you eat all the toast.
Look, I'll do it. Bring it home with me, okay?
Well, see you do, look, 'cause it's important.
Yeah. It's important.
You're working so hard, you know. Where's that no good mate of yours, eh? Out boozing, I suppose, while you're here doing all the work?
Leave it, Mummy.
Lord. Don't work so hard. I mean, money's not everything.
My money back. That's what I want.
Yes, you keep saying that, Mr. Gilroy, and as I keep telling you, Newton and Ridley haven't got your money.
Oh, yes, you have, you know. Just you have a look at that.
What is it?
That's the agreement between me and Bet Lynch. It's all down there in black and white, drawn up and witnessed by my solicitor. 12,000 I lent her, and that's the money she used to buy the tenancy of the Rovers. My money, and I want it.
Well, as I gather you already know, Miss Lynch didn't pay us the final sum agreed for the tenancy. She was due to pay us a final instalment of 5,000 earlier in the week. She didn't keep her appointment. And the rest I think you know.
Ah, but she has paid you 10,000, hasn't she?
Yes, well, there's no dispute about that.
Yeah, well, it's mine. So I'd be greatly obliged if you'd just make out a cheque. I'll still be 2,000 quid short, but at least it's a start.
But I keep telling you, Mr. Gilroy, Newton and Ridley don't owe you anything. The only person who owes you money is Bet Lynch.
It's the same money.
Look, Mr. Gilroy, if you have a bone to pick, it's with Miss Lynch, not us. And she's caused us a lot of problems too, you know. To be quite frank, she's left us in an awful lot of difficulty.
Oh, she's left you in an awful lot of difficulty. Well, it's not your money she's run off with, Sunshine, is it? That £5,000 she never paid you, that's mine.
Look, I have to ask you this. Have you been in contact with the police?
Police? No, of course I haven't.
Are you going to?
Huh? Well, no. I mean, for a kick-off, I wouldn't know what to say to them. Apart from anything else, Bet might come walking back in the Rovers tomorrow. I mean, that's how she is.
Exactly. Well, that's our problem too, Mr. Gilroy. Look, I'm sure we're just as keen as you are to see the situation regularized. Look, I promise you, if we hear anything at all, we'll certainly be in touch.
And is that your last word?
I'm afraid it has to be.
Yes, well, it certainly isn't mine. I'll tell you that for nothing.
You coming for a drink?
No. Finishing this and then I'm going home.
Look, I don't know what happened, but...
Look, I'll tell you what happened. She says he needs her, and she needs him. Like an hole in the head, she needs him.
You know something? You might have tried it on with every bird in the Northern Union, but what you know about him, you could write on the back of a second-class stamp. She's finished with you. Forget her. Forget the pair of them. It's over.
It's not over, mate. It's not over by a long chalk.
Well, I can't say as I'm looking forward to today.
Me neither. I didn't want to come to work this morning. I'm sick of everyone talking about Bet all the time. Everyone who comes in, it's the one topic of conversation.
It'll not last, lovey. It's like a 9-day wonder. Nah, they'll soon give over when they've got something new to talk about. No, I'm just worried about what's going to happen to us. I mean, I don't want to upset you, like, but, well, I can't see us being here much longer.
But the brewery put you in charge.
What difference does that make? It's only while I get sorted out and get a replacement for Bet.
You don't think Bet's coming back then?
Do you? I mean, look, even if she did love it, I mean, can you see Newton and Ridley letting her keep this pub on after what she's done?
No, I suppose not.
I mean, she's had a lot of rope in the past, hasn't she, Emmett? Oh, she's well and truly on herself, hasn't she? Oh, it's you again.
Yeah, I just wondered if you'd heard from Bet, you know, if she'd phoned up or anything.
No.
No, I didn't think she would have somehow. You know, when I woke up this morning, I thought to myself, Alec, lad, you're just having a bad dream. Bet's not done a runner with your hard-earned cash. And it all came flooding back.
Here, Alec. Have a cup of tea. We can give you that. Tea and sympathy.
Sympathy? I got no sympathy at the brewery last night. That jumped-up little teenager, that Hugh Ridley, it's like talking to yourself. I mean, I explained everything to him. I told him the full story. I showed him the agreement all signed and witnessed. Right, I said, what are you going to do about it?
Well, what are they going to do about it?
In a word, nothing.
Oh.
As far as they're concerned, it's blow you, Alec. We're all right.
Oh, I am sorry, Alec.
Don't worry, I'm not leaving it there. They think they can fob me off. They've an old thing coming. Oh, I'm seeing my solicitor at 11 o'clock sharp this morning.
I knew it'd all end up with solicit. What did I say? Didn't I say something nasty was going to come out of this?
Betty,
what?
Something nasty has already come out of it.
Yeah, we'll have to keep a sharp eye on him, Sally, because he's dead fly. They're all the same, these delivery men. It's all the travelling about they do.
Look, will you come off that phone?
I'm just talking to Sally, love.
Yeah, she's probably got a shop full of customers, so why don't you let her get on with it?
Look, she's got that dodgy egg man coming round tomorrow delivering. Hello, love. Have you any people in the shop now? Oh, well, that's all right then. Now, listen, when he tries to deliver, don't let him until he's taken back those cracked eggs he brought last week. Yeah. And now, this is very important, Sally. You must make sure that he doesn't bring them straight back in again. It doesn't matter how many people are in the shop, you've got to watch him. Oh, all right, love, I'll come round myself.
Hey, oh, no, you won't. Give it to you. Hello, love, it's me. Yeah, everything all right? Good. I'll see you in a bit, then. Bye. No, Mr. Roberts won't be coming round.
Audrey,
Look,
I was talking to her.
You're working yourself up into a lather.
I'm not, I'm just marking the girl's card. That Eggman is a right rogue.
As anyone with half an eye can see a mile off. Come on, the girl's not daft. Anyway, I'm going to be there, aren't I? I'm going there right now.
Do you know, love, I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, I do. You prep yourself into the crematorium. Now, has that shop been well looked after since you were took poorly off, has it not?
Oh, it has, though. It's been lovely.
And did you not swear you was going to sit back?
Well, I've been doing it. It's only
I mean, let's face it off. The shop will be flourishing when you and I are dead and gone.
Aye.
So, keep that thought in your mind and cheer up. See you later.
So long, love.
Hey, I love it.
Thanks very much.
That's all right. Thanks ever so. Did you see your solicitor, pal, then?
Yes, I did indeed, Betty, and a very interesting half hour it was and all.
What did he say? I mean, does he think you'll get your money back?
Well, and this is strictly between us, of course. According to him, the whole thing is a legal minefield. Those were his words. Absolute minefield.
What does that mean?
It means whoever puts a foot wrong stands to get his leg blown off, doesn't it? Yeah. See, if it comes to court, I mean, it could make legal history. Might even go all the way to the House of Lords.
What, are you going to go to court?
Well, not if I can help it, no. And I mean, I'm damn sure Newton and Ridley won't want that. I mean, it'd be very bad for them, you know, the publicity. No, I'm confident they'll settle it immediately, you know.
You hope?
Oh, it's more than a hope, Betty. I'm seeing the brewery at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And this time I'm not seeing Master Ridley, Boy Wonder. This time I'm seeing the engineer, not the oil rag. Cecil Newton.
Oh, that's George Newton's brother, isn't it?
That's him. He's an old drinking mate of mine. In fact, between us, once he gets the taste, he's very hard to drag away. Mind you, he's a good bloke. I've always found him reasonable. Yes, it's a very reliable test of a man, you know. Does he buy his round?
Are you my little beauty, then? Yes, you are. You're my little beauty.
How do you do?
How do you do? They think we're crackers, you know, but we don't care, do we, me little godgy tuppence? No, we don't care. We don't care. No.
I mean, it's a good job that baby's available. It gives him something to occupy his mind.
Half a best bitter, please. Hello, Mrs. Roberts.
Hello, Percy.
You've not got your husband with you, I see. You've not left him on his own, have you?
No, I haven't, but even if I had, he's perfectly all right on his own. I mean, he's not at death's door, you know.
Oh, I'm not suggesting he was. I'm just concerned about his general morale, that's all. I mean, I've seen what loneliness can do, even to strong men.
Well, he's not on his own. You must know he's out with his girlfriend. Ah! That shocked you, hasn't it, eh? Didn't know he got another woman, did you? She's blonde, no teeth and dead common. Breaks wind a lot in public. Hey, she your daughter we're on about, Sarah Louise. I've taken to pushing her about.
Right.
Yes, it is. And he's getting a lot of enjoyment out of it, actually, which is something you should be doing.
Don't want to row in here, Audrey, or anywhere else come to that.
Nor do I. I don't want to start one. I'm not lowering my voice when I talk about my granddaughter, your daughter, just because it embarrasses you.
I'm not embarrassed. See you, Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not embarrassed.
Well, I just hope he doesn't have another funny term when he's out with that kiddie. I mean, the weight is Mr. Roberts. What happens if he falls on the pram?
You're right, Job's comfort to you.
Pint, please, Gloria, and whatever Curly's having.
Right.
Same again, please. It's not like you to volunteer to pay for the ale.
You reckon I'm mean, do you?
Well, not exactly mean. It's just that you'd rather see someone else stump up for it. They say millionaires are like that.
Yeah. And whatever you're having, I'll go, Gloria.
Oh, thanks, Terry. Celebrating something?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say that.
Blaming hell, Terry. What's all that money for? What are you up to?
Look, I'll tell you later, but just for now, enjoy the drink I bought you, eh?
I'll save it.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh, hello, Alf.
Oh, I do, Sam.
Yeah. All right, are you?
Aye, not too bad.
Somebody at Legion said you'd had a bit of a bad do.
Aye, heart attack. A mild one. Just a warning, they call it.
Yeah. Well, it's a damn fool who won't take fair heed of a warning.
Yeah, well, I'm all right myself, you know. I've just got to be sensible, that's all.
Got to be sensible, have you? That's something I could never manage when I were a young man. But when you're our age, it's dead easy.
If over with your our age, you could give me a few years.
Not as many as would make a blind bit of difference. You ask that babby there. I'll bet we're both the same to her. Your grandchild, is it?
Aye.
Yeah. See, when you're at home all day, women reckon you get under the feet, so a grandchild comes in handy. Because they can get you out of the road.
Yeah, I like walking her out, though.
Well, it's just as well, isn't it? You'll have to do it whether you like it or not.
Have you got any grandchildren, Sam?
No. So when I retired, I had to find my own amusements. You'll find you'll have a lot of time on your hands.
Look, I told you, I've not retired yet. I've got years ahead of me.
Bowling club comes in handy. You can pass a lot of time on bowling and waiting your turn. And then there's the outings.
How do, Sam?
How do? Here, you see him?
Yeah.
He does gardening, you know, for fellas what have got no time. Makes yourself quite a bit of cash. Of course it's hard work, it won't suit you. But you'll find painting takes a bit of managing on.
Look, I keep telling you, I have not retired. I've no intention of giving up work.
My dad used to say to me, Sam, he said, Sam, never bother your head too much about work. There'll be plenty of it left when you're dead and gone.
Look, I think I better get off. I'm not doing any good here, am I?
Yeah, why not? You've no special to do and nobody'll have missed you.
Just what's the money for? What are you up to?
Look, I didn't want to talk about it in the pub, but how much do you reckon our van's worth?
The van? I don't know, not a lot. But what's that got to do with it?
Well, 500 quid, do you reckon? Would that be a fair price?
500 quid? We'd never get 500 quid for it. No one in the right mind would pay that.
Well, maybe I'm not in my right mind then, but here you are. 250 quid.
Oh, I don't get it. Who's bought it?
Me. I'm awake early. I'm getting out. Taking the van with me. I reckon you're getting a fair price for your half of it.
What are you on about, Teddy? What are you talking about?
I've had it with round here, Curly. Gonna try and look somewhere else. Don't ask me where, because I don't know. Just gonna get in the van, I'm gonna drive till my money or my petrol runs out, whichever comes first.
Oh, don't act the goat. What's the money for?
I've told you, I'm taking the van. Everything else is yours, you can have it. Petty cash, any money to come. All this stuff here. Whatever you can make out of it.
I never know when you're being serious.
Oh, I'm serious, all right. There's nothing for me round here, Curly. What there was, I've had.
Oh, this is just because of that Linda, all this is. You're just feeling sorry for yourself, that's all.
You're dead wrong, Sunshine. If I stayed and just put up with things the way they are, then yeah. Then I'd feel sorry for myself. That's why I'm getting out. So I won't have to.
So, you're really going then?
Yeah. I'm really going.
Terry, you can't just go. You can't just go.
Well, what's to keep me?
Well, what about me? I'm your partner, remember?
You were my partner, Sunshine. Partnership's dissolved.
Oh, I see. And that's that, is it? End of partnership, just like that.
What did you expect? A presentation dinner and a gold clock? Look, Curly. I've got to get away. Sorry if it mucks you about, but I've got to go. Still mates, eh?
Yeah, of course. Che.
Between us, Cecil, I wasn't very impressed by your young master, Ridley. You see, to me, it's no good sending a lad on a man's errand.
These young lads, they think they know it all. Cheers.
Cheers.
I knew he'd seen you. He did a memo on your chat. A very full and frank memo.
Yeah, well, you can ignore all that because, in my view, he didn't even grasp the position. I mean, he doesn't realise the trouble this sort of thing could cause for Newton and Ridley.
The trouble is, Alec, it's all a bit complicated legally.
Legally, yes, legally. I mean, my solicitor said that. Did I mention I was phoning from his office when I spoke to you this morning?
Yes, you did. Twice.
Yes, well, of course, he said it's legal dynamite.
The best legal advice you'll ever get, Alec, is stay out of legal proceedings, because once you go into court, the only people who come out with any money are lawyers.
Right, right. No, Cess, no. I don't want to have to take Newton and Ridley to court. Cheers.
Mind you, having said that, Newton and Ridley are in a damn sight better position to pay lawyers than you, Alec. We've got a deeper purse than you have, old lad.
So, that sounds a bit like a threat. I didn't expect that kind of thing from an old pal.
I wasn't threatening you, Alec. Far from it. I thought you were threatening us.
Me threaten you? Give over.
Oh, I see. Well, that's progress, isn't it? We both know we're not being threatened. Cheers.
Oh, cheers. No, I don't want any unpleasantness, Cess. No, I just want Newton and Ridley to do what is right.
Exactly. Do what is right. It's not easy. Bet Lynch owes us £5,000. Balance of money due for her agreement. Price is agreed. She owes you 10,000.
No, 12,000, actually. I lent 12,000. It's down there in black and white.
Oh, yes, sorry. 12,000. Yeah, we don't dispute that. The point is we're in the same boat as you. We both owed money.
Ah, yes, but hang on a minute. I mean, you're not out of pocket, are you? I mean, you've got your 10,000 and you've still got the tenancy.
But have we? We think we have. Our solicitor thinks we have because Bet Lynch failed to keep her agreement with us. Now, if the tenancy does revert to us, well, in that case, we'll be putting it up for sale again. At which time, Alec, I promise you will get back your 10,000.
No, it's 12,000 I lent Bet. I mean, I'm still going to be 2,000 down, aren't I?
Well, you'll have to talk to Miss Lynch about that. Oh, when you do, ask her to get in touch with us, will you?
How the hell can I talk to her? She's opted.
That's why it's tricky.
Look, I've got the mucky end of this stick, Cecil, and you know it.
What more can I do?
Well, as I see it, you owe me something. If you won't pay me my money back, the least you can do is give me the tenancy. Now, that's fair, isn't it? The money or the tenancy. I don't mind which. Says.
Have another drink.
I'm not building another tank for now, anyway. That's just a town hall. Stokes.
Oliver!
Oh, hello.
Hello, love. Feeling all right? Didn't walk too far, did you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, good. We don't want you overdoing it. Oh, Sarah Louise, a good baby for you.
Good as gold. She
Oh,
never muffed once.
She's a little love. Now, listen. I bought you some fish for your tea. Cards in cheese sauce. That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've not got an ulcer, you know. I mean, it wouldn't do me any harm to chew on something that looked over a gate now and again.
Don't get all ratty.
I'm
It's
not
good for
getting
you.
ratty.
Well,
Oh, did you see the Eggman?
Yes, the Eggman's sorted, so don't worry. Before you ask, the shop's perfectly all right, and little Sandy's coping like a good...
Did you stock the shelves up again?
Yes, I stocked them up myself. Now, come on, here's the evening paper, right. Sit down, have a nice read. I'll put the tea on.
I've been sitting down all day, love.
No, you haven't. You've been walking.
Well, I sit in the park half the time. Oh, aye, and old Sam Tyndall came up, sat down beside me, started advising me how to be a redundant, dithering old dodderer.
Take no notice. I'll make you a nice cup of tea.
Oh, I've been supping tea all day, love. Look, I'm sick to it. You know, I'm bored out of my mind with doing nothing, just walking about. I'll tell you what, from now on, the only walking I'm going to do is back to the shop.
Alf, you know what the doctor said about tension, stress?
Yeah, I know. But the only stress I've got... I'm worse now than when I was in the shop all day and working for the council all night, and I'm more blooming tension than when we were first married. That's another thing and all. I'm feeling a lot stronger now, you know. I don't think a bit of fun will do me any harm, and if it does, well, hard luck.
Naughty, naughty.
No, I'm serious, love. Don't worry, I'm not going to overdo things, though. No, first thing tomorrow, I'm going back to the shop.
Oh, Alf, I've told you, the shop can manage without you.
I happen it can, but... Look, there's something I don't like to admit, but it's true. All right, so the shop might be able to manage without me, but I can't manage without the shop.
Right, I've had a word with George. Like me, he sympathises with you. But also, like me, he says there's no question of us paying you any money. Not while there's all this uncertainty about how we're fixed in relation to Bet Lynch. So, that leaves us with, what are we going to do about the pub? We'd like you to go in there, Alec.
You're on. Believe me, I shall make that place into...
Not as tenant. No. We're not sure the tenancy is ours to dispose of. That'll be between our legal lads and Bet Lynch.
So what is it you're offering me, then?
Temporary manager. You'll be in there, Alec. You'll be looking after your own interest as well as ours. It's an offer made in good faith. We can't say fairer than that.
Just manager? Temporary manager at that?
It's the best we can do. Take it or leave it.
Do you fancy going out? We could go for a drink or something.
No, I don't think so. You go out if you want.
No, I'm not bothered. It was just an idea.
I'll carry it. Terry, what are you doing here? There's no point
Where's
in going...
Pete? What the hell do you want, Duckworth?
Please go, will you, Terry? You shouldn't have come.
Here, get out while you can still walk.
I've not come here for a punch-up with you. I've come to tell Linda. I'm going away. Going away and I'm not coming back.
Good riddance.
The van's outside. I want you to come with me.
You what? That's my wife you're talking to, Duckworth. Now get out of here.
I love you, Linda. And I want you. That's why I'm asking you to come with me.
I can't.
You would. Now shove off.
For God's sake, Pete, grow up! Hitting him isn't going to solve anything.
Make me feel a damn sight better.
Don't touch him.
You can't spend the rest of your life with a bloke just because you feel sorry for him. That would be stupid. And you're not stupid. In the finish, you've got to do what you really want to do. There's no point in doing anything else. You know what I'm talking about. You've got your life to live, and I've got mine. You and me, Linda. That matters more than anything else in the world. That's the truth. And you know it.
Well, fresh fields and pastures new, that's what Teddy wants.
Yeah, I've heard him ramble on a few times about going away. But it's all talk.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's bought my share of the van and he said, well, the business is mine, such as it is.
Blimey, maybe he means it then.
Well, he said if he fell on his face, at least he'd had a go and maybe one day he'll be in touch.
Curly, have you seen our Terry?
Not since 3 o'clock, no.
Oh, what's he up to? Do you know? I've just found this under the clock. I'd been home a good half hour, but, well, I've only just this minute noticed it.
What is it?
It's a note from our Terry. He said he's leaving home. Is it a joke or what?
I don't think so, Mrs. Duckworth. I was just telling Brian he bought my share of the van.
Well, where's he going? What's it all about?
Well, doesn't he say in his notes?
Well, it just said he's fed up of living round here. There's no future for him. He's going to try his luck somewhere else. He said he'll write when he gets settled. Look, Terry.
Well, that's as much as he told me.
Well, why is he in such a flaming hurry then? He's in trouble with police, isn't he?
No, he's not honest, Mrs. Duckworth.
He is. He's done something wrong.
No, not in the way that you think, Mrs. Duckworth.
Well, at least that's something then, anyway.
Can I get you a drink?
Go on, then. I'll have half a lager.
Gloria, half a lager, please.
Do you know, I knew there was something on his mind. He's been dead now to this last few days. He's always had itchy feet, you know, our Terry. I think that's why he always wanted to go in the army, right from being a little lad. He always had this urge, you know, to see the world. He'll be back. Of course he will. When he wants a good feed and he misses his mum's cooking, he'll be back. Yeah.
Don't go, Linda, please.
It's no use, Pete. I've got to go.
Don't go now, not like this.
Sorry. Truly I am. I can't explain it, it's just that I know if I don't do this, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. That's why there's no point in staying with you. I'd only make your life a misery.
I love you. We'll be all right.
Love, Terry. I've never felt this way about you. I'm sorry, Pete.
Where are you gonna go?
Wherever he's going.
I never wanted any of this to happen, Pete. Honestly. I'm really sorry you got hurt.
You okay, Linda?
Yeah. Cramped yourself, Pete.
Linda! I'm gonna get you, Duckworth. I'm gonna kill you.
Great, innit? Waking up in your own place, making your own breakfast instead of having to down one of Hilda's cardiac bombs every morning.
Yeah, but...
What's wrong with you, eh?
Well, no, it's great, but... Well, don't you think it's a bit shabby, Paul?
Shabby? This compared to Hilda's designer chic.
Yeah, but it wouldn't do it any harm to slap a coat of paint on it, would it?
What, and have all those fumes?
Well, it's better than the smell of that rat poison Al put down when you were using this place as a storeroom. I don't see what would be wrong with making it a bit comfier.
Comfy, and what do you mean by that, eh?
Well, not much. Perhaps a new carpet, chest of drawers for our bedroom, and a stereo system.
Oh, come on, Sal, it's not our own, you know.
You just said it was. You just said it was great waking up in our own place.
Yeah, I meant as opposed to Hilda's, though. I meant me and you being on our own. I mean, Al could still tell us to sling it any time.
Well, it's less likely to for improving the place.
Sal, we still want a place of our own, don't we? And for that, you need a lump sum. And lump sums don't grow on trees. You've got to save for them. And that means tightening our belts.
Oh, so that means however many months it takes economising, does it? That sounds a right miserable way of carrying on to me.
You just want everything at once, though.
Yeah. I want a nice place now, and I want a nicer place soon. Like, I want you to have your own garage, Webster and Son, don't you?
Yeah, but you're just not happy with things the way they are for 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes starting from now.
It's great being able to have a round first thing in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, skinflint.
Yuppie.
Look, I mean, 2 or 3 days I can handle. It's always gone off for 2 or 3 days. Because it's all brag and swagger like his daft dad, but this time it's longer, isn't it? Without so much as a postcard. Oh, come on, love, spilt beans.
Look, if I had any beans to spill, I'd spill them. I would.
Well, look, what about a notice scribbled on that? Or a telephone number that we can go over in pencil like you see on telly?
Look, do a Sherlock Holmes if you want to. Get the cops in if you want to. But I told you, I'm as ignorant as you are. Look, Terry bunged me 250 quid. He said the business was mine and that was for the van, and off he drove. Finito. And that is all I know.
Look, have you no idea how fretted I am?
I'm fretted and all, you know. Terry was my best mate.
And on top of all this, were he? Yeah, I've had Jack winding me up, saying he's joined Foreign Legion to get away from me cooking.
Look, Terry loved your cooking.
Oh, did he say that?
Well, he never shut up about it.
Well, that's nice to know anyway. But Curly must have given it a clue. He must have said summit. Oh, I get it. It's something really awful, isn't it? It's something you reckon's too awful for a mother's ears.
No.
But honest, Curly, all's better than this not knowing. I mean, come on, love, shoo. Put me out of my misery. Has he joined forces again? Is it gangland stuff or a woman? Or a disease? Is it some terrible disease?
Look, I've told you, I don't know. Now go away.
Great pal, you turned out to be, didn't you? That a clue where he's gone. Yes, well, I think this is fishy business. And I don't believe a word of it. You lying thing.
Anything fresh this morning, then?
Not a thing.
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint you, Hilda.
Where's Betty?
Not in yet.
Well, of course, I said they wanted their heads looking at the time.
Who?
The brewery, Newton and Ridley, for giving back Lynch this pub. She was never landlady material, you know. Never in a million years.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, just compare her to Mrs. Walker, for one. Now, chalk and cheese. For all her faults, and she could be a right tartar, Mrs. Walker was a lady, come natural to her. You never turn Bet Lynch into a lady. Not if you give her a diamond tiara and a maid to put it on for her. As for Alec Gilroy, well, he's just got what he had coming to him.
Yes, Hilda.
He must be puddled, you know, lending Bet Lynch £12,000. It's like giving pigs strawberries and expecting them not to make pigs of themselves. Still, we all know why he's really lent it to her, don't we? Oh, yes.
Oh, do give it a rest, Hilda.
Now he's left with an empty wallet and just his imagination. I dare say we've seen the last of him, and good riddance is what I say.
Well, I agree with you there. Morning, Betty.
It's not, you know.
Well, what's wrong? If anybody's come out of this smelling of violets, it's you, isn't it? Temporary manager can't be bad.
Hey, I didn't want to be temporary manager. It was forced on me. Anyway, I'm not anymore.
What? You're not in charge anymore?
Oh.
Well, who is then?
I think you both better sit down.
Oh, come on, Betty. One more shock isn't going to upset us.
So I'm not so sure. Look, your new temporary manager, as from today, so I'm informed by the brewery, is Mr. Alec Gilroy.
Alec Gilroy!
Manageress?
You know, love, it's Gail you want. Gail, somebody to see you.
What's up?
I'm from Bowers. Joiners, Jeff Singleton. Your owners want us to put a new grill in your door.
Wonders will never cease. We've only been asking for the last 3 years.
Let's grill with hunting cooker. That thing takes forever.
Aye, mini steaks take about an hour.
Yeah, well, it's electrical, that. And a new security lock.
Oh, good. That'll put pay to that gang of notorious pie thieves that have been terrorising the district.
Laugh a minute round here, innit?
Are you going to start now?
Well, no time like present. Only take me a couple of hours.
Good. And while we've got you here, you can have a go at them shelves. And that door needs seeing to.
Right, any chance of a cuppa then?
Oh.
Aren't you going to show Will in first?
Norman, what are you doing here at this time?
Well, I just thought I'd set the table for our lunch. There's nothing unusual in that, is there?
Well, apart from the fact you've got the knives and forks the wrong way round, no. But it's not just another tactic to avoid the yard, is it?
As a matter of fact, it's not. No, I think that's all behind me now, all that doom and despondency. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling very optimistic, Mrs. Bishop.
Well, you surprise me.
Well, to tell you the truth, I surprised myself. I was feeling worse than ever this morning.
I know. I heard you sighing over your cornflakes.
Well, it got even worse when Mrs. Duckworth came round to the yard and started having a go at me, trying to extract the whereabouts of her Terry.
Oh, too inconsiderate, even to write to his mother. Isn't he terrible?
Yeah, atrocious, yeah,
And
but...
somebody capable of that. It's no surprise he let you down in the end, is it?
Look, I don't want to get into this again, Mrs. Bishop. I think we've slagged off Terry enough now. I mean, apart from all our squabbles, me and Terry were mates. And I've not had many mates, me.
Oh, he just used you, Norman.
Well, I used him and all, you know. Rat or no rat. Without the Terry approach, we would have gone bankrupt months ago.
Oh, he's left you in a terrible predicament, though, hasn't he? I mean, how can you carry on alone?
Well, that's just it.
What's just it?
Well, it suddenly dawned on me this morning I was the brains of the company, wasn't I?
Well, insofar as the company had any brains, I suppose you were.
Well, I'm going to start using my brains now, aren't I? I mean, Terry's not the only strong arm about, is he, heck? So, I'm setting this table in anticipation of a good lunch. Because this afternoon, I'm embarking on a new life. I've got plans, Mrs. Bishop, very well laid out plans. I've got a new partner in mind, so stop your fretting and get that pie served up, eh?
There's no need to be impolite, Norman.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bishop. I got carried away, you know.
Right, just put them down in here for now. Well, it's not much of a pad, is it? But I suppose Bet thinks interior design's something to do with underwear. We haven't heard from her, I suppose.
Not a word.
No, we might be living in a global village, but by heck, it's still big enough to get lost in if you've a mind to.
It's right, then.
What?
That you're the new gaffer.
Well, I haven't just dropped in with all this gear for a chat, Hilda. Yes, I'm the new temporary manager, which means I shall need a bedroom. There is one, is there, apart from Bet's boudoir?
Well, there's a back bedroom.
With a bed?
Well, of course there's a bed.
Well, I suppose it'll have to do. If you can just rustle me up some bedding. I've got my own sheets. Pure cotton. I'm used to the best, you see. Well, I mean, you will see as we get better acquainted.
Anything else?
Yes, you might take that soup bag upstairs with you. Hey, just be gentle with it. There's a couple of bespoke masterpieces in there. Well, now, you don't seem to have much to say for yourself, darling.
There's not a lot to say, is there?
No, except that I'm experiencing what the poet called a long, dark night of the soul. And we must just hope that it doesn't make me bitter. If you don't mind just leaving me now, just have a little rest. What with Bet's ingratitude and umping luggage, I'm exhausted.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Oh, why you had a wash?
No time.
For a wash?
I was out again all morning.
What?
I don't know. Don't sell me out nowadays, but I know he had his squash stuff with him. Ah, he's the boss, kid.
Yeah, he's no need to treat you like a slave, though, has he? You've no need to behave like one, neither. What do you want to eat?
Oh, don't bother. I just had those buses you put me up for me 11s.
You what?
I didn't get time beforehand, did I? Had to do a rush job on Lizzie's Renault.
Wally, what? Oh, God, he's exploiting you. Somewhat chronic, Ken.
Well, there's loads on the dough, big lads to be exploited like me.
Have a bit of self-respect, will you? You know what you do at that garage, a lot more than him lately, you do. I mean, think of the time he's off chasing Gail and Nicky about, running up to his solicitors, taking that Liz skiing.
Yeah, well, pays the wages.
Mechanics' wages he pays. You do a lot more than that. I mean, you're running the place out of the time.
All right, Sal, leave it, eh? Let's have a breathe for 5 minutes.
No, I won't.
I'll tell you what, Ivy, that blinking curly nose summit, you know. I just don't see how you can work side by side with somebody month in and month out and not have any idea where they're likely to be. I mean, I'd have a good idea if it were you that went off, wouldn't I?
Why? Where?
Well, I don't know, because you're not planning to, are you? But I would, though, wouldn't I?
Well, probably. Unless I didn't know myself, love.
Ah, Terry knows. What do you think he is? Puddled, or what? And if he knows, Curly knows. And if he knows, you know he'll have told, don't you?
Who?
Flaming Emily Bishop. She'll have got it out of him. Look, come on, supper, kid.
I'm not something that. Where are we going?
Round to Emily Bishop's, come on.
Ah, dear.
Look, come on.
Hiya, Pete.
What do you want?
I thought I'd come round for a chat.
A chat?
Yeah. God, you look lousy.
I feel lousy.
Have you been on the loopy juice?
Goodbye, funny man.
Hang on, Pete. I've got a proposition to put to
Well,
you.
spit it out, Curly. I'm not exactly enjoying this.
Oh, well, calm down. I just thought you might want to come back on the knock with me.
You what?
Well, now that Terry's gone, you don't have to worry about him and Linda anymore.
Is this some kind of perverted joke?
No, let me explain.
Explain!
Now that Terry's gone, things could really take off for me and you, for you and Linda.
You what?
Don't you know, Terry has gone.
Of course I know. He took Linda with him.
He took Linda with him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know, honest. Oh, what you must think of me.
I think you're round a twist. I think I'll trap your head in the door.
Pete, I didn't know, honest. I mean, do you think I'd come round if I knew? Would I? Would I?
The car ready, Kevin?
I've been waiting, madam. Keys are inside.
Oh, great. It's just that I'm off shopping this afternoon. I thought I'd take a look at Bolton.
Oh, how nice.
Is Brian about?
Inside.
Oh, get him for me, will you? I don't want to be wading through all that grease.
Brian? Liz is here. Oh, Liz, what's new?
I'm just off shopping and the thought struck me you might like to come.
Got my gear.
I've just taken it down to the dry cleaners this morning. It's a bit under par, isn't it, look? I mean, this is Slough we're going to. It's not Stockport.
Yeah, but I know. We've got a lot on, haven't we, Brian? Yeah.
And you've got to have a word with Gail, haven't you? About not being able to have Nicky this weekend. They've invited us to stay over, remember? And I don't want to be rushing back Sunday morning.
No, yeah, well, give me a lift home and I'll get changed. I suppose I might as well sort it all out this afternoon. Will you be able to manage, Kev? Suppose so. Flaming well have to, won't I?
Look, Emily, if you know anything, please tell her.
Oh, believe me, I would. You have my utmost sympathy, Vera.
But you've no idea what it's like till it happens to you. Losing your son.
You haven't really lost him, though.
Oh, I am, Ta. And how do you know that?
Well, he left you a note, didn't he, saying he'd be in touch when he got settled.
You haven't had a word from him since then.
But does he normally write?
Eh? What you insinuating, eh? Can't write?
No, I mean, is he in the habit of writing? Did he when he was away in the army?
Well, no, not really, no.
Well, there you are, then. I mean, I know it's no comfort, really, but try not to worry so much.
Well, he knows summit. You know summit, don't you?
I flaming well do,
Say
yeah.
I told you.
Something I've just found out.
Well, come on then, out with
Well,
it.
you're not gonna like it, Mrs.
Look,
Duckman.
all's better than this not knowing.
Well, you'd best sit down.
Eh? Sit down. What?
Come on, Vera, sit down.
Well, you know Pete.
He's killed him. What, he killed him?
In a way, he has, yeah.
He hasn't.
Oh, Norman, don't make such a meal out of it.
I'm sorry. He's ran off with Pete's Linda.
His wife?
Oh, Vera.
He took the van, went straight round there. She left her husband and went off with Terry.
The dirty little rat. I'll strangle him when I get hold of him. Well, where'd they gone?
I don't know. That's obviously why he didn't tell anybody.
Why, it's a lot worse than ever imagined.
You should see Pete. He's absolutely shattered. He's devastated.
Oh, come on, Vera, come on. Let's get across the road and have a nice cup of tea. I know it's a mess. Come on.
And then there's me, Mrs. Bishop. Oh, hello, Pete. Fancy a job now that Terry's gone?
Oh, no.
I know. What a mug. What a grade 1 mug.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Hi. When you pushing the boat out then?
I'm not with you.
Well, isn't it usual for the new landlord to treat the punters?
Yes, well, I've never had a very generous street, Mike. I don't find that human nature inspires it. With what's been happening to me lately, I'll be that tight-fisted my knuckles will be permanently white.
Do you know where Betty's yet?
Somewhere we don't have an extradition treaty with, like Little Bishopon.
She must be at her wit's end wherever she is, eh?
So people keep telling me. But then, you see, I tell myself, with 5,000 in your handbag, it can take you a long time to get to wit's end, and you can make the journey very comfortable.
Well, I just wish you'd have come to me for help.
So do I, Mike. From the bottom of my wallet, so do I.
What I don't understand, Alec, is why you've taken over here. I'd have thought you'd have seen enough of this place to last your lifetime.
Ah, well, he's keeping his investment warm, aren't you, mate, eh?
Spot on, Michael. The closer I stick to it, the more chance I have of getting it back.
I think he's a bit of an optimist, don't you?
I think he's a very dangerous enemy to have, and that's for sure.
Can you hear what he's saying to her?
Yes, no, I can't. And if I could, I wouldn't tell you. I'd be shocked.
The thing is, I can't see Nicky this weekend.
Fair enough. Thanks for telling me in good time.
Explain to him, though, would you? You know, that I'm at a wedding and that.
Give over.
Why not?
Well, what's the point in telling him you won't be coming? What good will that do? Oh, by the way, Nicky, you won't be seeing your daddy this weekend. He's gone to a wedding.
I'd just like you to put him in the picture.
He's not in the picture, though, is he? Not this weekend.
Gail, I don't want him thinking I've let him down.
Well, if I tell him, that's exactly what he will think.
All right. Whatever you think.
All right. Have a good time. Bye.
Excuse me. Oh, there you go.
Nothing of interest there.
No, but I'm sure you can make something out of it, Phyllis, with your wooden spoon.
Right, I'll start on them shelves then, shall I? Now you're quieter.
Yeah, do.
Well, what are you going to say now about your nice new door, then?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. It's very nice. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, fish fingers, though.
Yeah, well, we're on economy drive, you said.
Yeah, don't have to go as bad as that.
Of course there is. You can't have steaks and no decent crops to eat them off.
Who's this?
Very good.
Hello, mate. Got the keys, have you?
Yeah. I've locked everywhere up.
You did? What's this? You left him on his Todd again.
It was unavoidable, love.
Unavoidable.
I had to go shopping.
Shopping, isn't it?
You've been at the Parrot Food, have you?
There you go, mate.
Oh, Brian, speaking of food, Kev and me was wondering if you'd like to bring Liz round for supper again tomorrow night.
Hey?
A kind of flat warming.
Well,
Oh, go on.
go on then. Why not? See you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
See you, Kev.
Yep, see you. What are you up to now?
We're going to have another bash at getting you a rise, aren't we? Or a share in his business.
Oh, leave it, Sal.
No, I won't. You ran that garage today, Kev, and I doubt it's the first day and all. We're going for it. Well, if you don't, I will. I'm going to seduce him with grub and... fish fingers.
Oh, not burnt and all.
Oh, well, you like 'em burnt, don't you?
Flaming well have to, don't I?
I really feel Norman could do with something a bit more stable, but I shall keep my nose out.
Well, if he wants to sort himself out, good luck to him.
Yes, I shall just have to learn to steel myself to cope with his terrible moods. Anyway, Mavis, how about you?
Oh, me? Well, I've been thinking of getting a little dog for the company and the exercise, you know, and then I thought, no, it isn't really fair. For the dog.
Oh, I'm sure he'd make a lovely owner.
Oh, yes, I'm sure I would, but it's just with being in a flat, you know.
Oh, yes, of course. And then you've got your budgie, haven't you? So a cat's out of the question, really.
Well, what's it been like today, serving His Royal Highness?
No, I'm not seeing all that much of him, have I, Glory?
He's been moving into his bedroom. What a performance. The bed wasn't in the right position, there weren't enough hangers in the wardrobe, the room wasn't clean.
Well, that's not my fault. I've enough to do in here without cleaning empty rooms. So he's not said anything about us, then?
Us?
Well, you know, if our faces fit. I mean, to say, we haven't exactly been his biggest fans, have we? None of us have.
Listen, I don't care if my face fits or not. His doesn't.
Come back, Bet, all is forgiven.
You were ready to strangle her at dinner time.
I know, but if she walked through that door right now, I'd kiss her.
Hey, up, just sidled in.
Ladies, or should I say, my staff.
We're still ladies, even if we are your staff.
Of course you are, Betty. It was the damn sensitive. Actually, I'd like a word with you all.
No?
What about?
Oh, this and that. But there's no hurry. I haven't found my feet yet. You know, sussed everything out. Felt the pulse of the place. When I do, we'll have a little meeting, should we?
Well, he's not feeling my pulse. I'll crack him one if he tries. Now, listen, you just relax yourself and we'll sit here as long as we like and we'll talk it out over a few drinks, OK?
Yeah, good, Ivy.
Yeah, well, happening it'll be as much a relief for me as it is for you, love. I mean, let's face it, our Brian beggared off and all, hasn't he? And I still see him in his fancy beast.
Sun's there.
They're not what I thought for nobody, have they?
Oh, you're dead right there. Once sex raised its ugly head. But it's not just the loss, is it? It's the scandal.
Oh, hang on, I doubt if it'll come out, Vera.
What, with Emily Bishop knowing? I bet she's at it already over yon. Then Mavis will be dishing it out with the morning papers.
Well, if it does come out, it'll be no scandal of yours, will it?
Oh, what happened to your Brian had nothing to do with you, but you can't say it didn't touch you. I mean, it nearly broke your heart.
Aye, it did. But, you know what they say about us northern lasses, Vera, don't you? We can take out the jug at us.
Aye, I'll drink to that, kid.
We're going now, Gail.
Nighty, nighty.
Good night.
See you now.
I'm right behind you. I'll see you tomorrow. You fit, Jeff?
Yeah, fit to drop.
To go.
Just clearing up my shavings. They look well, don't they, your new shelves?
Just the job, yeah.
So I'll have a look at that door tomorrow, unless there's something official for me. So, you wed, are you?
Divorced?
Oh. Ah, very upsetting, eh?
Are you?
No, my mum was.
Even more upsetting. For you.
We'd be going out for one later.
One what?
A drink.
I doubt it. Why?
Just thought it might be nice if we bumped into one another. What's your local?
Never you mind.
I'm sorry. It's just I like to pop out for a couple around 9, you see. I hope I haven't upset you by asking. But I suppose I have, eh? Anyway, see you next time then.
Oh, how much do you think? I mean, I know you don't know, but how much do you think he's going to be asking?
Don't know.
I know you don't know, Kev. Have a guess.
I don't know.
5,000? 25,000?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, if I thought you were acting dumb on purpose.
I'm not.
I know, it's just natural.
Look, Sal, I've never bought a garage. I've never sold one, so how do I know how much they're going for?
Well, just ask him. Ask Brian.
Right, I will. I'll say Sally wants to know how much he's selling this place for.
Yes, I do. Because it can't be that much, Kev. I mean, it's a ramshackle enough building.
That's rented. Yeah, you've got equipment now.
Yeah, well, you're always saying there isn't as much of that as there should be.
And goodwill.
Goodwill.
That's what they call it.
Do they knock some off for bad will? I mean, there must be plenty of that from all the tales you've told me.
They call it that. It means, you know, like contact for regular customers.
And then what else is there? That's it?
Me? Me expertise.
40p.
Right, I'm not going to ask him now.
Oh, Kev, I didn't mean 40p, I meant £1 million. Only you're going to ask him, aren't you?
I hope you don't think I'm going to buy it.
No. Just interested, that's all.
Hey,
What?
guess what?
What?
Oh, morning. Hey,
Morning. He's waiting for Gail.
No, I don't suppose we can stop him. It is a cap if and all said and done.
All right.
Hey, who do you think I met? Corner of Craig Street.
I give up.
Who's you?
I still give up.
Him that's been going out with Gail.
Oh, him? I thought she'd not seen him since.
Precisely. That's why I just said, hello, stranger.
Oh, that was subtle, eh?
Well, I didn't want to scare him off.
No.
So he said, will you be seeing Gail today? Will she be on? I said, yes. No. He said, oh, well, I'll be in later.
I wanted to catch you.
Why? What's up?
Well, you know, I can't see Nicky on Saturday like I usually do.
Because you had a wedding to go to?
Yeah, with Liz.
Go on.
Well, why don't I take him out tonight instead? I'll take him swimming after school. I'll pick him up and drop him back here or at home, whatever you want.
Yeah, all right. That's fine by me. Morning.
All right.
Well, don't say anything about Jeff calling.
Why not?
Well, it's better if it's a surprise.
All right.
750 quid, though. It's a lot of money. Mind you, if you're a yuppie speculator, it'd just be small change. But then again, if you were a yuppie speculator, you wouldn't be interested in a 5-year-old escort van.
I thought you decided you could manage without a van.
I could manage better with one. It'd be all right if we still had those big double-decker buses, but now we've got these mini-jobs. Every time I get on the bus with this lot, they look at me as if I'm trying to sabotage the whole operation.
Oh, dear.
750, though. I mean, that'd take all the money that Terry gave to me, plus a chat with the bank manager, plus a raid on the piggy bank, and I'd be on bread and water for the next 2 months.
Well, I'll see you're not on bread and water, but might you not be able to find something cheaper?
Well, not in there. Anyway, I'd best be making tracks. Brave the wrath of the minibus drivers. I'll see you.
Bye.
55 and 560.
Thank you, Percy.
By the way, we want to make a prompt start this week. We don't want people wandering in late and then spending the next 10 minutes chatting to one another.
Is he talking to me?
I hope so. I don't know what he's going on about. Formation dancing, that's what I'm on about, as she well knows. Right, tomorrow, 1900 hours on the dot.
So now you know.
I'll take the notice of him. Hey, I go dancing for pleasure, not to be drilled like a circus for me. Hey, I'm talking about dancing. You haven't told us half a tale about you and that, Jeff.
Well, there's nothing much to tell. I mean, I went out with him and that were it.
Do you like him?
Yeah, he's very nice. Yeah.
Have you seen him since?
No, I haven't. But, well, that would probably be on my fault because, well, I didn't want him to come back to the house, did I? Because I hadn't told him about the kids. So he gave me a lift back home and I jumped out of the car and I ran off like a scolded cat. I remember looking back and thinking, well, I'll be surprised if I see you again.
Well, you are going to be then.
Really? What?
Surprised. You're going to see him again because he's going to come in today.
Jeffy?
I saw him this morning and he said...
Hey, I thought you weren't going to say anything.
Well, I couldn't keep it to myself.
You know about this as well, do you?
Only what she's told me then.
I see. Well?
He didn't say when. I suppose it'll be his dinner time, won't it? Hey, you're chuffed, aren't you? And you do want to see him again, don't you?
yeah, I suppose I do. Excellent.
Yeah? Good morning. I've recently been made redundant and I'm trying to start a small firm by selling a selection of household necessities door to door. I wonder if I've got anything here in my suitcases that you might be in need of. I've got furniture polish, floor polish, disinfectant, tea towels... No, I don't think so, pal. Right. Hey, what about your motor? I've got some chamois leathers in here. It'll bring up a lovely shine.
It can stop as it is. I'm selling it. I don't want to be spending on it.
You're selling it?
Yeah. And have you got a buyer for it?
Not yet. Well, what's wrong with it? Why, you're carrying a set of spares in there as well, are you? No, no, I Only thing that's wrong with it is it's a van, and the wife wants a car. Getting stuck up in her old age. How much you wanting for it? 375. Yeah? Go on, 370, you've talked me down. Interested? Might be. You've got the chamois leather, now you're after the van, eh? Can I have a look round it? Of course you can. Do what you like with it. Here, have a drive. Go to Blackpool and back. Thanks.
Ah, keen and ready to go, are we?
I beg your pardon?
Rehearsals this week, 1900 hours sharp they want to be starting.
Hello, Hilda.
Time's our main enemy now, you know.
What's he on about?
Rehearsals.
Got very few left. We've got to make full use of every minute.
Oh, it's getting so you can't open your own front door without getting shouted at. Come on then.
Hey, Ken, did you have to hire?
Yeah.
You did?
I said I would, didn't I?
Yeah, I know, but...
He just didn't think I meant it. Great.
So what did he say, how much?
£18,000.
18?
Yeah. He said, why, are you thinking of buying it? I said, no, but would it get a reduction if there was? He said, yeah, I'll knock you 50 quid off, so 17,950.
Well, I think that is diabolical.
Yeah, apparently he's got someone in to value it.
Yeah, but it was like you were saying this morning. I mean, the main thing to sell is you, isn't it? I mean, the building's rented, there's a bit of equipment, but the rest is all you.
And goodwill.
Goodwill, he can shove his goodwill. No, I think it's awful. All right, Kev, 18,000 to anybody else, but it should be a lot less for you.
Yeah, 50 quid.
Oh, don't be stupid. No, I think it's an insult after the way you've worked for him, I do. I can't see why you're acting like you're not bothered about all this.
Brian's probably in there now, and he's probably there with Liz.
Yes, so?
So, I don't want you going shouting the odds about this garage business.
Oh, why? Are you frightened it might upset him?
No, I've just got to work with a man.
You'd know he thinks you're worth 50 quid?
He never said that.
No? Well, we better find out what he did say then, aren't we?
So?
Sully.
Hello. Hello?
Can I get anybody anything?
No, we're all right, thanks, mate.
Half a lager and get a solid sandwich and all.
I won't be a minute.
Anyway, I'll tell you somewhere else. This is somewhere for us to move to.
Oh, after you've sold the garage?
Yeah. Western Supermare.
Don't think I've ever been there.
Well, it's nice. It's by the sea near Bristol. Nice countryside. And I think they've got garages as well.
Kev says you're asking 18,000 for your garage.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know anybody who wants to buy it?
No, not at that price, I don't.
You should ask more. I think he's giving it away.
It's what I've been advised.
So ignore the advice. You're entitled to.
Now then, did you say you wanted food as well, lovey?
Yeah, salad sandwich, please. Oh, make that two.
2 salad sandwiches. Right.
Now, you look like a man that's had a heavy night.
Yes, heavy-ish. Yes, I went over to Staley Bridge to see a ventriloquist. Not a bad act, until afterwards. And then could he drink? Cost me a fortune.
Kept ordering one for the dummy as well, did he?
Every time. Not only that, whenever he shouted his order, the barman thought it was me.
She's bringing the food over.
Have you ever been to Western Supermarket?
No way.
Oh, well, it's just somewhere we're considering.
Yeah, after we sold the garage, Kev.
Oh, yeah, Kev, listen, I'll not be in late this afternoon. I promised I'll pick Nicky up and take him swimming.
Yeah, okay. So?
Well, see if you can finish that Sierra first.
Okay.
In fact, I think I'll get back now and make a start. You coming or what?
Yeah, I'll walk you back.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, that says it all, doesn't it? He's going off swimming, leaving you to do his job as well as your own, and all you have to do, Kev, is pay him £18,000. No, that's not fair. 17,950.
Come on, Sal.
And then he can go off swimming for the rest of his life, leaving you flogging yourself to death.
Right, what is it you expect me to do, eh? Tell me what? Walk out the place, burn the place down? What do you want me to do?
Just don't let him walk all over you.
Mrs. Bishop, I've been and done it. I've been and bought a van.
Oh.
I saw it, made him an offer, went to the bank, got the money, and now I'm a proud owner.
Oh, that's marvellous. And this is the van you saw advertised in the newspaper?
No, this is one I found on the round, and guess how much it was, eh?
Oh, well, I've no idea.
370. Never mind your 750s, 370.
Oh, well, that is good news.
Well, come and have a look. Come on, come and have a look.
All right.
Right.
Oh, well.
Well, what do you think then?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
Well, he was only selling it because his wife wanted a car. Oh, we'll get the expert opinion. What do you reckon, Kev?
Is it yours?
Yeah. It's been mine for all of 20 minutes now.
I've got to get off to work. I'll see you later, Kev.
Yeah, right. Oh, and before you ask, it has got a valid MOT certificate.
I've seen wrecks with valid MOT certificate. Seen them with no wheels. Oh, then, start it up. Let's have a listen to it.
Yeah, right.
How much do you pay for it?
$3.70. Hey, I was dead lucky. It was a private sale. I was just trying to sell this bloke a chamois leather.
Yeah, okay. Switch it off.
Right. So, what do you reckon then?
You'll have to bring it to the garage. Let's have a proper look at it.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Well, by the look of it and by the sound of it, I say just about everything. Reckon you've got a real disaster there, curly old pal. Go on, tell him how far you swam.
I swam my length. Oh, yeah, with one foot on the bottom. No, properly, didn't Dad?
Yep.
Terrific.
He's coming on all right, but all he's got to do now is learn to keep his mouth shut, and that'll stop him from swallowing half the pool.
I think your mate Jeff was having you on this morning, Phyllis. Unless he's going to make a dramatic last-minute entrance, eh?
Oh, you could be right there.
Well then, son.
Hi, Dad.
See you soon, eh? All right.
Yeah. Sit down. I'll get you some drink and a biscuit, eh? Keep you going till we get home. Great, I'm starving. I bet you are.
Oh, I bet you're right mad at me, aren't you?
Mad? Why should I be mad at you?
Well, getting you all in a tizzy about Jeff paying your call. We haven't seen neither heard of him.
I don't think I've been in a tizzy about anybody, Phyllis.
You haven't, outside I noticed.
I bet you do want to see him again, don't you?
Only if he wants to see me, which he obviously doesn't.
So, how did you get on then, Kev? Nothing major.
These are yours.
Oh, Kevin, no!
Sorry, Mrs. Bridget.
What have you been doing? You said you're just going to look at it.
You only had to look at it for these to fall off. I told you it was a disaster, and I was right.
What kind of disaster?
Well, your exhaust shot, your metal brake pipes are corroding, your back suspension's trying to push its way through the floor, and it's burning oil.
Well, yeah, but apart from that...
Apart from that, the bodywork's falling to bits. I mean, look at this. This is new fiberglass, this. I mean, the guy's done a botched-up job just so he can sell it. I mean, it's a real con job. I mean, why didn't you ask me to look at it before you bought it?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm off. It's outside.
Hang on, Kevin. How much would it cost to put it all right?
It wasn't, because you wouldn't even try.
Oh, Norman.
Don't say it, Mrs. Bishop.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm an idiot.
No, you're not. You just don't know about motor cars, that's all.
I know that lumps like this shouldn't fall off them.
Well, yes, but you weren't aware of its condition when you bought it.
No. But he was, though, wasn't he? The bloke who sold it to me. You heard what Kev said. He fixed it up just so he could sell it. Well, it's not on that.
Oh, it sounds downright criminal to me. He didn't by any chance pay him with a cheque?
No, cash.
Pity.
Well, so what? He's not going to get away with it.
You think he might give you your money back?
I won't give him any option. I'll go round there tonight. I'll tell him what Kev said. I'll give him his lousy van back and tell him I want my money.
Hello, could I have a sweet sherry, please, Betty? Evening, Mr. Baldwin.
Evening.
Susan not with you tonight, then?
No, she's next door with her father.
55p, please, love.
Oh, I think that's terrible. Oh, no, not the price, no.
Glad to hear it, love.
No, I mean, you might think that it's not my place to comment, which it isn't, but do you mean to tell me that you have to come in here to have a drink while Susan visits her family next door?
Yeah.
Oh, I do think that's sad.
Mavis, I prefer to come in here for a drink.
Yes, love. Half a Besbitter, please. And can I just mention I'd like this week's rehearsal to start bang on time. Perhaps you convey that message to your partner, and I think it'll have got to everybody.
Yes, I'll tell George, but he wasn't in the best of health the last time I spoke to him, you see.
Well, he'll have to get himself in the best of health, won't he? The show must go on with no time for mourning minutes in this outfit.
Here we are at Bastard.
Right, we've come to take you both out. Have a drink and a bite to eat. How about it then?
Well, yeah, come on. You can't stay here all
Listen,
evening.
you'll be helping stop these qualms of conscience I get from letting them do all the work.
No. Oh, come on, Sally.
No, I don't feel like it. You can go, Kevin, if you want.
No, I don't feel like it either.
God, what's the matter with you two? It's our treat. Come on, will you? Oh, God, sort of sounding like a really ancient married couple.
You go.
Hey, it's okay. Listen, I mean, nobody's going to force you.
Oh, we're sorry, Brian, mate. You just caught us on the wrong night, sort of thing.
I wouldn't have believed it.
Well, never mind. Come on. We'll see you then.
You sure, Sally?
Yeah.
Come on.
And what are you laughing at? Oh,
It's me.
so I see. Well, you better come in.
I hope I haven't called at a bad time. Only after what I said. Did that, oh, what's her name, tell you?
Phyllis. She said you were coming to the cafe, yeah. Look, sit down. You're making me nervous.
Sorry, yeah. No, I had every intention of calling. I did, honest. Only this house where I was working, every time I finished one thing, they found me another. I tried sneaking out the back door once, only went and jammed. So that another job to add to my list. Anyway, it got too late for the cab, and I didn't want you thinking I just hadn't bothered.
So you came round here?
I couldn't think of how else.
Well, I'm glad you did. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah? Well, yes, nice to see you as well.
Look, I don't have any drinking, but do you want a cup of tea or a cup of coffee?
Whichever.
And then I'll tell you why I didn't want you to come in the other night. Unless you can work it out for yourself.
Ken, you won't like me saying this, I know, but...
No?
Well, earlier on tonight, I was talking to your son-in-law.
My... Oh, Baldwin.
Yes.
38, please. Thanks, Betty.
And, well, I just think it's a tragedy when you're both avoiding one another. I mean, it's not the way things should be, is it?
We're not avoiding one another, maybe.
Well, I'm sorry, but yes, it's quite obvious you are. Or else where is he now? And where were you before when he was in here and you were next door? Oh, well, I think I better go home.
You, feeling all right?
Yes, I'm perfectly all right. Just forget I ever said anything. Well, you probably have anyway.
Hey, I suppose Percy's been on like you, same as all of us.
Nay, he hasn't said out to me.
Well, you want to count your blessings. It's all about being on time for rehearsals or get a court-martial. I shouldn't be surprised.
No, well, you see, he'll have done that on purpose in hopes I don't turn up.
No.
Oh, I do hope to get shut of me, Wood Sugden.
Hey.
Only I'll tell you this now.
Yeah?
He won't manage it.
Excuse me.
I've got 2 children. One's a boy of 6, and the other's a baby girl. She's not 1 yet.
Yeah?
That's it. That's why I didn't want you to come in the other night.
So they wouldn't see me?
So you wouldn't see them. Well, no. They'd have been in bed anyway. So you wouldn't find out.
Why, though?
Well, who wants to go out with a divorced woman with 2 kids? You don't have to answer that. It's not a right, fair question, is it? Anyway, now you know.
Well, glad you told me. Except it makes me feel I'm missing out.
On a family?
No, on a secret. I mean, you told me your secret. To be fair, and I should have one to tell you now, like, I should confess that I'm really a married man. Which I'm not, of course. I'm not honest.
I believe you.
What are the names of the kids?
Nikki and Sarah Louise.
Nice.
They are. It's getting a bit late. Would you mind if I asked you to leave?
No, no. Oh, no. Of course not. I'll go, yeah, of course I will.
Thank you.
But I can come and see you at the cafe, can I?
If you still want to.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Good.
Only this time I'll turn up. I mean, don't think this is a regular ploy of mine, promising to appear at your cafe and not doing. This time, come hell, eye water, or sticking back doors, this time I'll be there.
Hello, Mr. Bradbury. Do you remember me and the... Yeah, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but, well, that van, it's, well, basically, it's not roadworthy.
Is it not?
Well, that's not just my opinion. There's a mate of mine who's a qualified garage mechanic, and he said there's all sorts wrong with it. The exhaust, the brakes, all sorts. And basically, well, the bodywork, it's in a very, very bad way. Yeah? So what I say we do is, I return the van to you, and you give me money back.
I see.
Well, I thought that was the fairest and the simplest way of doing things.
Just hang on a second.
Yep, sure, there's no rush.
I'm going to count to 5. And if you've not gone by then, I'm going to smash your head in.
Oh, come on.
You don't have to believe me, just stop there and see.
Look, we can discuss this if you don't believe me.
1.
Look, I'm telling you the truth. That van is a wreck.
2.
Look, we are 2 civilized human beings.
3.
I can always get the police, you know.
4. 4.5.
Been running that garage these past few weeks. Well, you have.
No, all that.
Because Brian Tills has been skiving off, hasn't he? That just proves you can do it on your own, Kev. I mean, you've been doing all work.
I know that. Blimey, I should do. I was there at the time.
So that just proves you can be your own boss. And you want to tell all this to bank manager when you see him. All you need, Kev, is the money.
No, that's all. Because right now, I happen to be skint.
Yeah, well, people borrow it, don't they? They do it all the time. You just pay it back out of your earnings. Makes sense, you know, Kev.
You think?
Yeah, of course I do. And I bet the bank manager will and all.
Honestly, I can't see why you're dragging your feet on this, Kevin. Don't you want us to have a nice place?
I thought we had one.
Well, yeah, we do. I'm not complaining, but, well, we want somewhere of our own eventually, don't we? I mean, we're not going to stop here for the rest of our lives, are
Time
we?
for work.
Well, I don't know what you're rushing off, Kev, because you're going to be there miles before Brian Tilsley. Hey, and when you see that bank manager, Kevin, tell him that I'm earning as well.
Yeah, right. See you later.
Now, have you got that, Mrs. Pierce? 3 o'clock sharp, the afternoon practice.
Well, if it's all right with Gay alive.
Listen, I don't want any ifs and buts. This is a summons practice, 7 to night session, so be there.
Oh, one of these days I'll fetch him such a clout. Will it be all right, Gail?
What?
If I have an hour off this afternoon, it's formation team practice.
Yeah, all right. We'll manage without.
Oh,
Hello, Sally.
Can I have a cup of coffee, please? Martin, do us a plate of chips, will you?
How's Kevin these days? I've not seen you for ages.
Well, I'm not surprised all the work he's been doing at that garage. Brian's never there.
Not like Brian, neglecting the garage.
Well, he's been too busy, hasn't he? Running about looking for his new business.
New business?
I don't think I was supposed to say anything to you. Oh, well, I have no answer. It's him and Liz. They're thinking of moving away, you see, so Brian's going to sell the garage.
I see.
Actually, Brian did ask me not to say anything to you, but... Well, I don't see why I should do Brian any favours. He's never done any for Kevin, you know. And as far as I can see, it looks like he's just going to go off and leave Kevin in the lurch.
Yeah, well, he's had practice at that, has Brian.
There you go.
Oh, good job on that.
And I've got 2 days off I keep asking me to take. So what I was thinking was we could go down to Weston on Friday morning, stop around until Tuesday, and just see what's going.
It's a bit short notice.
Yeah, but if we're going to be moving down there, I'm going to be packing in this job, and I want to get those days that they owe me. Anyway, there's no time like the present.
Look, I can't go leaving Kev on his own again. He's been moaning a bit lately.
Kevin can manage.
Look, Liz, just leave it with me. I'll work on it.
No, I mean, she's one of these women who always complain about how big a paid bill is. And this morning she tells me that the whole family's off to the Costa del Sol for a fortnight.
Well, lucky for some.
I mean, not that I'd fancy it myself, really. I've never been one for lying about in a bathing costume.
Oh, I see. You're going for this nude business, do you, mate? For this total freedom and all that.
And the very idea. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it, but no, I've never been one for lying about on the beach all day. I mean, when I go on holiday, I go more for the atmosphere. You know, ancient cities, different cultures, the romance of history.
Yeah, well, sounds very nice. Have you got anything lined up for this summer?
No, not definitely. I thought I might try Bridlington.
There you are, my love.
Thanks, Betty.
Thank you, dear.
Well, that's it. All set up for this afternoon, now.
Hello, Wilda. Tom.
Hey, got your dancing shoes all ready, Betty, I hope?
You've not heard about George Daly, then, have you?
Heard what?
He's in hospital. His daughter phoned this morning, said he was rushed in last night. Appendicitis, they think.
Oh, my word.
So bang on me dancing partner.
Hey, just for your Marshal Montgomery now.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, Percy, have you heard the news about George Daly, then?
What about him?
Oh, he's not heard. He'd be frothing at the mouth.
Well, his daughter phoned Betty up. Apparently he's in hospital having his appendix out. It can't be we've got this dance contest a week on Saturday.
Well, George will not be dancing in that, and that is a fact.
Well, there's only one thing we can do now.
Just a minute, Mrs. Austin, I'm trying to think.
Well, I was only going to say...
Please, I was in charge of this formation team. Well, it's got to be old Sam Tyndall then, hasn't it?
That's what I was trying to say.
I mean, he has been to every practice and he is official reserve.
Oh, Mark toes are in for a battering, then.
Well, he's better than now.
Yeah, better than now.
Never in this world. Sam Tyndall's not dancing any formation dance team of mine. That man will never be a dancer while he's got a hole in his ear.
Oi, where are you going?
Try and salvage something from the wreck. And think on you lot, be at that practice.
What? The way that he talks to us. Do you know, I've heard farmers talk to prize pigs politer.
Hey, what's he playing at? He can't give old Sam go by, can he?
Can't he? Just you watch him. I don't know how he put up with it.
Oh, Kev, where have you been till now? Work. Somebody has to. Right, well, I'm with you now. I've just got to drop Liz down at the office and I'll be straight down and get it. Yeah, hang on. Gail phoned up. She wants you to pop round for a word. About what? I don't know. Didn't ask her. It's on quite like a place.
You all right, sunshine?
Yeah, I suppose so. Hey, can I have a word with you?
Of course you can if it's decent.
How do you know whether or not you've got a good head for business?
Well, it's the same way as you know if you can ride a bike or not. You have a go. Fall on, get back on and have another go. And if you keep falling off, well, forget it. Stick to Shanks's pony.
Yeah, but supposing, like, you borrow a whole load of money from the bank and something goes wrong and you can't pay it back.
Ah, well, in that case, you go bankrupt and open up again in your wife's name.
Don't think I like the sound of this business, like. Cheers.
I'd very much like to know, Norman, why that monstrosity is still outside.
Monstrosity, Mrs. Bishop?
That awful van.
Oh, yes, the van.
You distinctly said you were going to go back to the man who sold it to you and make him give you your money back.
Well, I was thinking along those lines at one point, yeah.
I hope that doesn't mean you've changed your mind.
Well, to a certain extent, yes, Mrs. Bishop. I mean, the van does go. I have got an MOT certificate to prove it is roadworthy.
Well, that certificate isn't worth the paper it's written on. Well, I tell you now, you certainly wouldn't get me riding in that van. It's an absolute death trap.
Oh, I don't know, with a careful driver.
Kevin told you it was falling to bits, Norman, and you said you'd take it back. I thought you were going to do it last night. Has something happened, Norman? Is there something I should know?
Well, granted, I was a fool to buy it, but now I'm stuck with it. There's no way I'm going to get my money back.
Oh, you're so defeatist, Norman. How do you know until you try?
Well, if you must know, I did try. I went round to Mr. Bradbury's last night and tackled him about it.
I hope he had the grace to blush.
Well, no. No, he didn't. I don't think he's got a strongly developed sense of shame, Mrs. Bishop.
Well, then you should have pointed out that you have certain rights in law, Norman. Rights which give reasonable protection to both buyer and seller.
Well, he's not a very reasonable sort of man, Mrs. Bishop. I went there last night and I did list everything that Kevin said was wrong with the vehicle.
Quite right, Norman. And what did he say to that?
Well, there's not a lot he could say, really. You see, he just wanted to cave me head in with a crowbar.
First reserve,
That's what I am. And I've been to all the practices, so Sugden will have to put me in the team.
Well, he ought to, yeah.
It's only fair when all's said and done, isn't it?
Now, are we all present and correct?
Well, Arthur Cox and his missus aren't here yet. Oh, there he is. Hello, look.
Right, look in. Now, for those of you who haven't heard, we've got a casualty. George Daly. Now, for reasons best known to himself, he's picked now, of all times, to go and have his appendix out.
Oh, wait. It wasn't George's fault.
No.
Here, Sugden, is that right what I've been hearing, that you're not putting me in George's place?
I know where you got that from. You know what they say about Curly's talk, don't you, Mrs. Ogden?
Never mind all that. Is it right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, that's not fair, Percy.
It's your feet to be trampling on, Mrs. Turpin.
I'm official reserve, me.
No, wait, hang on now. Look, I've got a very fair dancer to step into George's shoes. Randolph Clegg. Now, some of you may know of him from the British Legion function.
Just a minute, Percy. You're not playing a game, he'd be Sam here. Now, he has attended every session, and he is official reserve for such an occasion as this.
Yeah. You've always had it and for me, haven't you?
There's nothing personal in this. These decisions aren't pleasant. I'm doing it for the good of the team. In my judgment...
No, just a minute, excuse me. I'm sorry, but it's not right. You can't go trampling on people like that.
No. That's right, you tell him, Hilda.
You see, you're speaking as a woman now, Mrs. Ogden. There's no room for sentiment. When we go on that dance floor at the town hall next week, we're going for one thing only, and that's to win.
We're going to enjoy ourselves. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Right, hands up all those who want Sam in.
Yes.
Right, that's settled.
Hey, wait a minute, hang on. Who's in charge of this team?
Well, we know you think you are, but nobody ever said you could be. You just took it upon yourself.
That's right, the great I am.
Any road, we've had a vote.
There's no voting. Monty didn't go round letting the troops vote before El Alamein. Anyway, who started this team?
Aye, a team, that's what it is, Percy, not a one-man band. Now, we all want Sam in, so let's get on with practice.
No, he's out. He's out. He's rubbish. He can't dance for toffee. Now, while I'm in charge of this team, what I say goes.
Oh, well, in that case, you're not in charge anymore. All those in favour?
Yes.
There's a word for this. Mutiny.
Yes, well, if you don't like it, you just have to lump it, and we'll have to manage without you. Come on, let's get
Right.
Come on,
Now, come on, we better get ourselves tracking now because we've wasted enough time.
Get out there, love.
I'm glad. So did I.
If ever you fancied another night out any time, I suppose you need to get a babysitter, do you? Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, but it can be arranged if you give me enough notice.
Good, but I tell you what, your garden gate wants fixing up. They'll be coming off altogether any time. I noticed that last night.
Yeah, I know it wants looking at, but it's beyond me, that sort of thing.
Well, I would do it for you. It's no trouble to me. Any time that suits you. Tonight, if you like.
Come along, Norman. The sooner we confront this Mr. Bradbury, the better.
But I don't think he'll be back from work yet.
Then we'll wait. Come along, open the door, please.
Now, you said you wouldn't ride in this van. You said it was dangerous.
I'm prepared to risk one journey as far as Mr. Bradbury's house.
Look, I think we're wasting our time, Mrs. Bishop.
I don't think so.
Look, he's not the sort of man you argue with.
He is exactly the sort of man who has to be argued with, Norman. Otherwise, this country will degenerate into lawless confusion. Now, kindly open this door.
Night then, girl.
Night, Martin. Good luck with your new dancing partner, Phyllis.
Hang up, love, you've got a visit. Hello, Brian.
Phyllis? Kevin said you wanted a word.
I spoke to Kevin this morning. Thanks for dropping everything and rushing round.
Got work to do, girl. Can't just come running around every time you ring up. Anyway, what's up? Something wrong with Nicky?
Nicky's fine.
So what's up then?
You tell me. I gather there are big upheavals in the offing. Like you, selling the garage and moving away.
Hello. Somebody's been talking.
Yes, which you certainly haven't been doing. Not to me, anyway.
We're not married anymore, girl. I mean, there's no reason why I should tell you anything.
I might not be entitled to know. But what about your son? Nicky, remember?
I've no intentions of forgetting. Look, as soon as there's anything definite, I'll let you know, but what I've got in mind is to buy a business somewhere a bit nicer. I mean, Liz fancies Western Supermare.
Where's that?
Well, it's down in Bristol way.
Mum and Dad used to take her there on holidays.
Well, it's a long way from here. And don't expect me to be putting Nicky on trains every weekend when you snap your fingers.
Like I've told you, nothing's settled yet. I've got to sell the garage first. Anyway, who told you?
Sally.
I told her to keep quiet. Typical woman.
You didn't go to the bank after what we agreed.
I didn't agree nothing. You did the agreeing whether I liked it or not.
You definitely promised me you were going off to the bank to see about borrowing some money.
Yeah, well, I went to the bank as a matter of fact.
Oh, you did you? Now, did you ask to see a bank manager?
No, I'll tell you what I did. I asked to see a bank statement. And you know how much we've got in there, you and me, between us? £55. And you expect me to ask the manager for 18,000? My feet had never have touched the floor.
Other people do.
Yeah, well, I'm not other people, am I? I'm not one of these tycoons like Mike Baldwin. I tell you what I am. I'm the type of bloke who goes to work in the morning, comes home at night, gets his wage in his hand Friday afternoon. I'm not the type of bloke who goes pouncing around with bank managers, accountants and things like that.
Well, you could be.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be, do I? And you're wrong, because if I tried it, it wouldn't work. So if you don't like me the way I am, then you shouldn't have married me.
I do like you.
I'll tell you something else as well. If I did what you wanted and got a load of debt hanging round my neck and went into this garage business, I'd make a mess of it. So it's no good you shoving me into it.
I do like you the way you are, Kev. Honest, I do.
Yeah, well, it's just as well because you're stuck with me now.
Well, don't be grumpy.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Right then, everybody. Now, for them as don't know him, Albert Enthorne, boys and girls.
Oh,
Now, he's gladly stepped in to help us out. New partner for Phyllis here.
Don't worry, love, I'll see you right. Tell you what, we'd best do a bit of extra practice. You know, on us own. Friday night's a good night for me, and Saturday.
Here, Tom. When you come in just now, did you see Percy at all?
Can't say as I did.
No, me neither. And it's funny that, you know. I thought he would have been here trying to stop us using the hall, like.
Hey, but he can't do that, can he? I mean, he's only caretaker, he doesn't own place.
Oh, he thinks he does.
You know I'll do best I can for you. I can't do more.
I know you will, love, so stop worrying. Just relax and think on. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself.
Aye, but all that music going on muddles me up.
How do you mean?
Well, I could do the twirling about lark if it weren't for all that music playing. It distracts me.
Yes, well, I think you're just going to have to put up with that, lover, because, you see, most people insist on the music, you see.
Right, now, attention, everybody. Yeah. Right, now then, are we all set then? Yeah. Right, now remember, we've got a week and a half to contest, right? So, main thing to do is enjoy ourselves.
What did I tell you?
Right, now, before you say out, Percy, don't try and stop us using big room.
Who wants to? Dance away to your heart's content.
Oh, I haven't.
No, I've simply come to give you some information. Seeing as you lot have had enough of belonging to the Percy Sugden Formation dance team, this evening I went down to the town hall and I cancelled the aforementioned dance team's entry in next week's competition.
You can't do that, Sugden.
I can, and I have. And I can also tell you they're not accepting any new entries at this late date.
Oh, hey, does that mean we can't go in for the contest?
Correct. But there's now to stop me from going in for it for next year, Mr.
Oh, Percy!
And the gentlemen among you, if any, will have to make fresh arrangements for your evening suits. Because I've scrubbed the arrangements I'd made with my connections in the dress hire trade.
Well, that's a rotten trick, is that, Percy?
What are you talking about now? You keep saying you don't want dance to win cups, you want to dance for fun. Well, dance, have all the fun you want, but don't expect me to provide it for you.
Well,
Come on, Norman. Knock on the door.
I have, Mrs. Bishop. He's not in. Let's go home.
Nonsense. There's a light on. Knock again.
Oh, it's you again, Sonny Jim. I warned you yesterday what would happen if you poked your nose round here again.
That will be quite enough of that.
Brought your mum with you this time. Well, she'll not stop you getting a good hiding, I can tell you that.
Mr. Bradbury, I shall say this only once,
Look,
so listen
Ma.
carefully. I am not Mr. Watt's mother. I am his advisor.
How do you mean, advisor?
Unless you immediately repay the money you got from Mr. Watts by fraud, unpleasant consequences will follow.
Now, listen.
Make the slightest gesture of violence, and those consequences will be extremely grim. Do you understand me, Mr. Bradbury?
Well, there's no need to get nasty.
The law exists to control men like you. It provides harsh penalties for acts of fraud and violence.
Look, I don't want any trouble. I mean, all
In that case, give Mr. Watts his money at once.
But I've spent some of it. I've had heavy expenses. I've got $350 here.
Your van keys and logbook. That van is fit only for the scrapyard, where I advise you to drive it. Come along, Norman.
You don't frighten me with your big top.
Mrs. Bishop, you were amazing.
Norman, I've only just started. I'm going to take you in hand.
How do you mean, take me in hand? Listen, you're going the wrong way for the bus.
We'll walk home, Norman. The exercise will do you good.
The first thing Gail said when I told her was, you won't see much of Nicky. And well, if we move down to Weston, well, she's right, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's a great place for holidays, Brian. You'd be able to have Nicky for really super holidays, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Which is better than having him for a few odd hours every week, isn't it? At least I think so.
Half a bit when you're ready, please.
Well, that's what I call a damn dirty trick.
Yeah, stabbed us in the back, that's what you've done.
Don't talk to me about dirty tricks. Don't talk to me about backstabbing.
Hey. What's going on?
All that practicing for nothing, all that hard work.
Hard work? You don't know the meaning of the word. Whose idea was it in the first place? Who got it organised? Who got it off the ground?
Your trouble is, Percy, you're a one-man band.
Yeah, you take too much on yourself.
Exactly, big head. Right, it's south, south, south. First, last, and in the middle.
Percy, what have you done to deserve this?
It's not what I've done. It's what this lot have done. This load of turncoats and mutineers. That's what the trouble is with this country today. They don't want leadership. They don't want inspiration. I've sweat blood for this lot. I have. I've pushed them hard, yes, but only for their own good. Then they turn round and kick me in the teeth.
Oh, well, cheer up. There's your beer.
I couldn't drink it. After what this rabble have done to me, it'd choke me.
Well, we were a bit hard on him, weren't we?
Give over, Betty. He brought it on himself.
All right, well, what he did to Sam what brought it on, and it was his fault, not ours.
He was rotten to Sam. I doubt if he'll ever get over it.
If Sugden doesn't want his ale, had I best sop it up, do you think?
Why not? You haven't paid for it.
Mum, we've mended the gate. Good. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, it wasn't just me. I couldn't have done it without my mate
Yes,
here.
well, it wouldn't have needed mending in the first place, would it, if you weren't always swinging on it?
No, but it's good fun though, isn't it? Hey, swinging on the gate.
Yeah.
Mind you, I can make a proper swing for you in the garden if you like.
That would be great.
Could you really?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Leave it with me.
Having a swing. Can we have a slide too, like at the park?
Well,
Yay, that's enough. Come on, it's time you were in bed. Wash your face and clean your teeth. And no arguments.
Okay, Mum.
Can I wash my hands? I've got oil on.
Yeah, use that sink. If you go up to the bathroom, he's bound to want to show you all his toys. Dinner will be about 10 minutes. Do you like onions?
I love them.
It's just as well. And thank you for being so patient with Nicky.
Oh, he's a nice lad. He's got a nice mum.
Mum!
What?
I can't find my pyjamas.
I'll be right there. Make yourself at home. I'll be right back.
Good.
When I see to Sarah Louise, we're to be at Granny Audrey's by past. And Nicky, remember you to go with Pauline after school tonight, all right, lovey?
Yes.
All right, I'll get there as quick as I can. Go on, chop chop now.
I'm for it.
It's only me.
Hello,
Hiya, hiya, Nicky.
Hi, Jeff.
I thought you'd like some help shifting this camel train of yours.
What?
I could run you to work and Nicky to school. I can spare you half an hour.
Haven't you got a job to go to?
I'm supposed to have, yeah. I'm supposed to be changing the locks on house down in Saunders Street. The only trouble is I can't get in. What you reckon then, Nicky, eh? Fancy a ride to school?
Yeah! You're not exactly the answer to a prayer, Jeff, but you're getting on that way. Go on, Get your coat on now.
Hey, come on now, lad, get your hands in here.
It's great. Don't need to lug this flipping pram around now. Come on, darling. Up you come. Ooh.
I'm thinking, how do you fancy a trip out tomorrow?
Well, I'm working, aren't I?
Well, after work. I could come and pick you up.
Yeah. Hey, hang on, you. It's your dad's night for having you tomorrow night. Where to?
I fancied that little zoo at Debdale Park or something.
Could always ask Brian to switch nights. What do you think, Nicky? I want to go with Jeff.
Yeah, see the zoo, eh, Nicky? Do you think Brian will be okay about it?
Can always ask. Can only say no.
Do you think he will?
Well, that depends, does that, on what he's had for his breakfast. But I'll ask, eh?
How's Rita's service going?
You know, people would save themselves a fortune if they learn how to use a plug spanner.
Now, don't tell them that, for God's sake. Hey, come here. Got something to show you.
Oh, yeah. What am I looking at?
There.
Auto repair business, good location, excellent turnover, plenty of property. £18,000 for equipment and goodwill. So, that's it.
How does it sound to you?
Okay.
Yeah? I suppose it'd sound better if we were a test centre as well, of course, but... Well, just sit back and wait for the phone to ring now, eh?
Is that, Lizzie's number?
Yeah. Got no need to worry, Kev. Whoever buys them will get shut you, I promise. You're too good, and I'll make sure they know you are. Well, you still bite yourself?
Yeah. Could still walk on Warsaw the North.
Morning.
Morning. You're early.
Oh, is it not ready?
Just 15 minutes.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, no problem.
It's not a bad little garage, this, eh? Nice little money earning.
It was 18 grand and it's all yours.
What is?
The business. It's in today's paper.
You're joking.
Dead serious, mate.
Well, still me, yeah.
So write us a little cheque and I'll wrap it up for you.
Ha! I wish I could. Mind you, there's a lot of these little garages around here, aren't there?
I don't know, are they? All I know is that we could do a 24-hour day if we wanted to.
Yeah, but you're not expecting a big demand for it, are you?
Well, just have to wait and see, won't it? It's only just gone in today.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money, you know, Brian. 18 grand. Not a lot of people around here with 18 grand, you know.
Well, I suppose I'd move a bit if the cash was there.
Ah. 15 minutes, you say, Kev, eh?
Well, give us 20.
Go on, I'll give you an hour. I'm not waiting for it. I'll see you.
Yeah, see you. Do you reckon, Kev? Was that a nibble or what?
Suits me.
Good morning, Norman. Just surfaced.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Bishop. The kettle's on if you want a cup.
I'd love one. Well, I've not only been to Alf's, I've been to the market, I've paid the electric bill, I found a lovely length of dress material, and I've called in on Joan Bradshaw at the Oxfam shop about the flag day she's organising. I feel very virtuous.
Oh, good.
You're not going to work today, Norman?
Oh, yeah. Work. Yeah, suppose so, yeah.
Is it that bad?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore, Mrs. Bishop. It used to make sense when Terry was here. Terry was the leader. But now he's gone, and I wake up in the morning and look at the day ahead, and all I can see is streets and streets of doors, and dogs, and kids, and me walking down them with my suitcases, and the doors go on, and all that changes is I might get laughed at in one street, or barked at in another. Oh, and every so often I make a quid or two. And that's all that happens. That's the whole point. Making a quid or two. Well, there's got to be something else, Mrs. Bishop.
Well, I must say, Norman, I've always thought you were rather better than selling on the doorstep.
It's not that I'm better than it, Mrs. Bishop. I'm wrong for it. I don't see the point anymore. And I wish Terry was here.
Norman, you've got to start thinking independently of Terry. You're your own person, and you must make your own decisions.
Oh, yeah? Like buying the van? That's the kind of decisions I make, duff ones.
Anyone can make a mistake, Norman.
But not anyone can get themselves out of them, Mrs. Bishop. It took you to get me out of the last one, didn't it?
Which only shows you're not the right sort to be buying vans. And I've never thought you were the right sort to be selling on the doorstep. But you shouldn't hold that against yourself. I mean, I'm not a very good all-in wrestler, Norman, but I don't think any less of myself for that. I think it's time you had a change of direction, Norman. And now Terry's gone's as good a time as any.
Yes, but what though?
Well, I don't know. What would you like to do?
Trapeze act in a circus?
Oh, seriously?
I'd like to fly Concorde.
Don't be silly.
I don't know. That's the whole point. I know what I'm doing now. Knocking on doors. And I don't want to. I just drift. I'm just a drifter without any sense of purpose or direction.
Well, I'm going to make that cup of tea you were talking about.
Oh, look, Mrs. Bishop,
And
I'm sorry.
then we'll sit down and put our thinking caps on. We'll think of something, Norman. Don't you worry.
Blimey, where did you spring from?
That could be a guilty conscience.
What's that supposed to mean?
Come on, Brian, it was only a joke.
Good. I like jokes. Did you want something?
Well, I've not come to claim me inheritance, so you needn't worry.
Inheritance, eh?
All right, I give up. Look, what I've come to say is, do you mind if you don't have Nicky tomorrow night? Only I've half promised to take him somewhere, and, well, you can have him any other night.
It's the best night for me tomorrow night.
Yes, I know. I just wondered if this once...
Where are you taking him?
That, Pet's Corner in Debdale Park. I thought he'd like it.
You can take him there any time.
Yes, I know I can, Brian, but I got talking about it and he seemed keen and he wanted to go tomorrow night, so I said I'd see what you said.
All right, I'll think about it.
Thank you. It's no big deal, Brian.
Okay, I've said I'll think about it.
Where do you stand now the garage is up for sale, Kevin?
Good question. I could have dog you if I'm not careful.
Oh. Hello. Hello. How are you? Fine, thanks. Are you?
Fine. It's a bit cool in here, isn't it? You notice it when you come off the streets, don't you?
I notice it every time. Yeah. Bye, Kev.
See you go.
Hi, love.
What did she want?
Oh, just about Nicky. And you?
I was just wondering if you were busy.
Well, one or two, whatever, kid.
Depends what you call busy, doesn't it?
Why?
Do you fancy a trip back to the flat?
And what for?
Well, whatever you want. Makes a change from here or the road with for dinner, doesn't it? Whatever you feel like. You never know. I might even find you something to eat.
Hey, not in front of the children.
Put another one in there, love, will you?
Large one?
No, small. There's only one thing wrong with whiskey.
Tell me.
Drinking it.
Well, no one's twisting your arm, Mike, are they?
Well, it's interesting, Rita. You got to admit that. It's interesting. Could be a little gold mine, that place.
Well, I don't get the impression Brian's making a fortune.
No, I don't think he is. I think he could have done, though.
What makes you think that?
Because one of the few certainties in this life is that cars are going to break down and they're going to need mending. Apart from being an undertaker, it's the most secure profession you can have. And how successful you are depends on how much work you can cope with.
Or how big your business is.
Well, that's up to you, isn't it? You know, Brian's not been pulling his weight there. He's left it all to young Kevin. Well, that's okay if that's what you want, but 18 grand for that place, it's got to be a giveaway, you know, Rita. I mean, the equipment alone must be worth, what, 5 or 6 grand at least?
You fancy getting your hands dirty, do you?
Well, that's never bothered me, you know that. But, no, what I'd do is put young Kevin in charge, get a couple of apprentices under him, sit back, take the profit.
Sounds too good to be true, Alan.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And I'm pretty sure he'd come down on the price and all, you know.
But not enough for you to be able to afford it.
Oh, no. No, not that much.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
It's going to go like a hotcake, Liz. I mean, it's a brilliant price. Anybody who's serious is going to know that.
Well, I've always wanted to live in Weston-super-Mare ever since I was a kid.
Hey, up.
Hello? Yes? Oh, yes, he is. Hold on. Some estate agent.
Hello? Yeah, it is. Hang on. Okay. 3 pumps. Showroom. Workshop with hydraulic lift system. Accommodation? How much? Yes, it is a bit higher, that, but listen, we'll still definitely come and have a look at it. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll be in touch. And, thanks a lot. Bye. Semi-rural filling station, showroom, well-equipped workshop, 2-bedroom living accommodation on the main route.
Brilliant.
Sounds flipping perfect.
Where is it?
Macclesfield.
What?
Well, just outside.
Brian, you're joking.
No, I'm not.
Brian, we're going to move away, aren't we? We're going to move down south, aren't we, Brian?
I'm looking for the best dealers, and this sounds like a bargain.
Nothing in Macclesfield is a bargain. I am not moving to Macclesfield. I'm talking about moving away, Brian, not taking a bus ride down the road.
Let's just go and have a look at it.
No!
We can go this afternoon. Then we'll know what we're talking about.
Macclesfield. You're just carrying on, aren't you? Finding somewhere in range of Gail and the kids and round the corner from your mother. If you're going to Macclesfield, Brian, you're there on your own. And I mean that. I mean it.
Where are you going?
To work, where do you think?
You're still angry, aren't you?
Angry? Brian, I could kill you. You've no intention of moving away.
I'm selling up, aren't I? And what more do you want?
You know what I want. What we both agreed. A home somewhere else. I can't cope with you and your past. I feel like some sort of, I don't know, accessory. Brian Tilsley's new woman. People around here, they don't think of you and me. They think of you and Gail.
They don't.
They do. I'm just the other woman all the time. That's how they see me, Brian. I want out. Right out. Don't you understand? What do you think it feels like, keep seeing Gail and the kids and knowing that there's all that gone on between you?
I do understand that, Liz. That's why I'm moving away.
Macclesfield isn't moving, it's round the corner.
Oh, God, Liz, who mentioned anything about Macclesfield? I've had a phone call, that's all, and it sounds all right. We don't have to go to Macclesfield. We can go anywhere.
You say that, Brian. You've been saying that. But that estate agent didn't phone out of the blue, did he? You've been to him, and you've asked him to look for properties in this area, haven't you?
No, not this area.
Well, where then?
Out a bit. It's Nicky, Liz. If we go down south, I could lose him.
Of course you wouldn't. I'm not asking you that. Not for a minute.
It's hard enough seeing him now.
Well, look, things can be worked out. If we get a decent place in Weston-super-Mare, it'll be a damn sight better than him coming to this flat, wouldn't it? Somewhere with a garden where he can come for holidays and spend time with you properly.
Yeah, I'd like that.
This is important, Brian. There's got to be a compromise.
Lollipop man, how'd that suit?
No, sir.
Oh, you're picky, you, aren't you? I can tell.
Cleaner look. $2.20 an hour. I mean, who'd work for $2.20 an hour?
Someone who was getting $2.10 an hour.
Ah, would you, though?
I've got a wife and kids, mates. I need money, not confetti.
How long have you been looking?
Oh, I was in short trousers when I first came here. You?
Well, I'm not really unemployed. It's just that I'm not right for the job I'm doing. I think I'm temperamentally unsuited.
Does it pay you?
Well, it's reasonable.
Then I should have a word with your temperament. You coming in?
What's wrong, Brian?
Nothing.
Look, I know it's got naught to do with me, mate, but you're not being shoved into selling up, are you? I mean, if you're having second thoughts about selling up, I mean, that's fair enough. It's your garage. I mean, don't be shoved into doing something you
Kevin,
don't
mate,
like.
you're on the wrong track. I'm selling up. I want to sell up. So let's forget it, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, Liz.
Hi, Kevin.
Glad you've come.
Yeah. Have you nearly finished?
Yeah, we're just on our way, aren't we, Kev?
I'm just on my way home now. See you in the morning.
Yeah. Night, mate.
Yeah, see you now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, let's go out somewhere. Let's go and eat.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
You want to see Nicky?
Yeah.
No problem. See Nicky until his bedtime, come home and get changed, and then we'll go out. How does that sound?
It's terrific.
Right then. That's what's called a compromise, Brian. Did you see Phyllis's face?
She's like an old mother and the way she clucks around you.
Oh, the way she clucks around you, you mean? You walk in that cafe and she lays out the red carpet for you. Gail, will Jeff be picking you up tonight? And, oh, Gail, do you think Jeff should see you scrubbing that floor? And even, get this, do you think Jeff would like to be a father one day?
Blimey. What did you say?
No comment. I got my head down and made an ham butty.
Yeah, that's best. You know where you are with a ham butty.
I think she's got this fantasy about us. I mean, running in her head like some old B movie. Every time I see her clocking me, I feel like I'm starring in a Mills and Boon.
Help.
Well, makes a change from playing the drudge. Quite a nice change, actually.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I suppose I better be picking up the kids.
Had you?
Better add.
I was wondering if they could wait a bit.
Jeff, you know what Pauline's like. She'll have seen us come back in. She's got a flat nose from having it pressed against the glass.
Come on, she can wait 5 minutes, can't she?
Think she can?
Yeah, of course. Maybe even 10.
5.
Oh, Norman, you're there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Bishop. I must have dozed off.
Oh, that's all right. How did you get on?
Not a chance, not a chance. Unless you want to be a market porter or a petrol pump attendant, and I just don't.
Well, I've got some marvellous news.
Yeah?
I was looking through the job adverts for you in the paper, and I must say I could see why you were depressed, Norman. But then, quite out of the blue, I remembered Ernest and I used to have some very good friends. I've lost touch a bit recently, though I never intended to. Mr. and Mrs. Simpkins. Now, Mr. Simpkins is a very nice man, Norman, and he's an insurance broker. Started off with just himself and a clerk. Now he's got quite a large staff, and he's opening another office. Well, I acted on impulse and went to see him. I think it must have been meant, Norman. He was looking for someone right now, and he was just about to advertise.
What for a job, you mean?
Yes. Well, I described you to him, told him about your A-levels and how you'd got yourself on the wrong track and were looking to start again. Well, I honestly think, Norman, if you present yourself as I know you can, I think it's as good as yours.
Oh, what's the job?
It's an insurance clerk. I mean, you'd be responsible for quoting for motor and home insurance. You'd have your own desk and you could wear your suit instead of it gathering dust in your bedroom. And it's the sort of job that goes somewhere, Norman. I mean, after a while, you could easily find yourself office manager. I told him you'd be in to see him tomorrow afternoon. Well, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, great. Thanks, Mrs. Bishop. Thanks.
I suppose it's a way of saying that we're together, isn't it? That we're a partnership, you and me.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. An investment in this garage pays you twice as what you get in a building society.
Oh, that's assuming all goes well.
Well, all right, assuming it doesn't. Then we sell up quickly, no messing. And we're not going to sell it for less than we pay for it, are we? Rita, I know 1 million people have said this before me, but I'm absolutely convinced this is one investment where we can't possibly go wrong.
You keep saying we all the time, Alan.
Well, I can't do it on my own, can I? It's got to be we.
You wouldn't feel confident enough to get a bank loan in your own right?
Well, to be absolutely honest, yes, I would. And I'll probably do that if you say no. But the way I look at it, why should the bank have what you could have?
So, how much is it going to be, do you think?
Well, I reckon we'd get that place for between 16 and 17,000, depending on how keen Brian is. What do you think? Shall I get you a drink while you...
No, not just now, Alan, thanks.
Hiya. Oh, are you all right, love?
Yes.
Have you a drink now, then?
Well, have we got time?
Of course we have.
What? No, I won't be. I'll have one when we get there.
Oh, have one now as well. Come on, let your hair down,
Well, I
babe.
don't feel it moved to tell you the truth. Let's get going.
Oh, all right then. But if you're not in the mood, what we're going to flipping bingo for the next?
We're going because I thought you needed cheering up, dear. What more do you want?
All right, Alan. I'm going to do it.
Really? Oh,
Hey,
great.
now, listen, this is a new departure for me. I never thought I'd be a speculator.
Rita, you won't regret it, I promise you.
Can I hold you to that?
You can. I'm going to get you that drink right
No,
now.
not just now, thanks. So, how much exactly would you want from me?
Well, it's difficult to say until I know how much it's going to cost, but, well, most of it, I would think. But don't worry, I mean, it's as sound as a bell.
Well, let's hope so.
So after school tomorrow, I'll come and pick you and your mummy up, and then we'll go and see the sheep and goats, eh, Nicky?
Couldn't we go before school?
You'd go yesterday if you could, wouldn't you?
No, I want to go tomorrow.
Now, there's lots of other little animals there, Nicky. There's baby goats, ducks, all sorts of things.
Do they bite?
Not unless you bite them first. No, it's a children's zoo. All the animals like children.
Don't bite unless you do something to them.
Oh, no.
Hello? Well, can I come in?
Yeah, come in.
Hey, Dad!
Hey, hello, Tiger. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
You must be Brian.
Yeah.
I'm Jeff.
Oh, yeah? I thought as you want Nicky tomorrow night, I'll take him out tonight.
Yeah, fine. Would you like that, Nicky?
Yeah.
Great. Come on, then. Let's get your shoes on. We're in the middle of the kitchen floor, as usual.
Friend of Gail's, are you?
Yeah, so I suppose, you know. I hear you're selling your garage.
Yeah.
Going far?
I've got no idea, mate. Why?
Oh, nothing. I was just, you know, I better, Gail, I'll see to that.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Jeff.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, I'll see you.
What are you doing up there? Coming. About time and all. Get your coat on. Where are your shoes?
Upstairs.
Well, put them on. We're going to be late. Oh,
Morning.
Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm just passing, so I thought I'd make sure that it was still on for tonight. You know, you and the kids.
Yeah, of course it is.
I haven't got long.
You haven't got long. I should have been out 10 minutes since. Nicky! Are we still going to Debdale Park?
Unless you fancy somewhere else.
I wouldn't dare. He'd string me up. And about time, too. Honest, I think his bedroom's on another planet, time it takes him to get there and back.
Hi, Nicky.
Hi, Jeff.
Now, will you go and get your coat on?
Oh, I'm glad you can still make it.
Why shouldn't we?
Oh, no reason, I suppose. Well, it's just with Brian seeing me around, you know. I know how much he thinks of Nicky, and I just thought he might have had something to say.
Oh, yeah. He thinks so much of Nicky. He's thinking of selling up and moving away. Look, Jeff, let's just get one thing straight, eh? I mean, whatever Brian says or does is no concern of mine. Not anymore. Me, Nicky, and Sarah Louise have our own lives to lead. And if I don't get to that cafe, mine won't be worth living.
I hope you haven't left that bathroom looking a tip.
You still live here, you know.
Yeah, and we're going to be living here a sight longer if it's going to look like a pigsty when anybody comes to have a look.
Stop worrying, will you? It'll pass. Well, tell me, the estate agent said this couple will be coming.
Oh, just some time after work. Said they sounded very interested, though.
Hope I can get somebody interested in the garages quick. Can't wait to get away from here, and as far away as you like.
What did Gail say to you when you went to see Nicky?
Nothing. There's nothing that Gail could say or do that would have any influence on my life. All that matters now is just you and me, okay?
Suits me.
See you later.
Yeah. See you.
Have you seen my combat jacket?
Sorry?
My jacket, have you seen it?
Yes, I have. I've been trying to make it half respectable.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. There was a pocket hanging off and you had a big rip in one sleeve.
Oh, you haven't mended it, have you?
Well, I've done the best I could. Really, Norman, the best place for that is in the dustbin.
I need it, Mrs. Bishop. People aren't going to take pity on me and buy my stuff if I look like I've just stepped out of a tailor's window, are they?
Well, if you insist, it's with my work basket.
Right.
Just hope you're going to make an effort for your interview this afternoon.
Oh, that.
You might try to sound a bit enthusiastic. You're very fortunate that Mr. Simpkins has agreed to see you at all. I mean, if it hadn't been for the good friendship that grew up with Ernest and the Simpkins family over the years, I doubt he would have even considered seeing you.
Oh, I'm very grateful, Mrs. Bishop. Honest I am, but I've been thinking. I don't think I'm cut out for the insurance business.
I understand your apprehension, Norman. You're bound to feel a bit nervous. But I'm sure that Mr. Simpkins will put you completely at your ease.
Yeah, but don't you think it might be a bit of a waste of time?
Waste of time?
Yeah, his time and mine if I'm not cut out for the insurance business.
Now, you don't know that until you get there, do you? You've as much to offer as the next man, and more than most, I'd say. Got a good education, and when you make the effort, you can look quite presentable. Oh, that reminds me. Before you go out, get your suit out for me, will you? I'll press it for you.
Oh, there's no need, Mrs. Bishop.
There's every need, Norman. That's half your trouble. You won't go out and sell yourself and get back in good time to get ready.
Right, I'll get me suit.
And Norman, try to find time to have your hair tidied up.
Get that, Kev? Hello, Tilsley's Garage. Brian, yeah, he's here. See you, mate.
Who is it?
Alan Bradley.
Alan Bradley, what was he want?
Oh, that's right, see him, won't you?
Yes, Alan. Drop the price? Oh, I don't know about that, mate. It's just gone up for sale, hasn't it? Yeah, I do want a quick sale. Well, if you know somebody with the cash... It's you. Well, yeah, of course I'll talk about it. Well, look, I'll be in Rose at dinner time. How about then? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye.
He's interested in buying this place?
He is?
What does he know about the garage business?
Well, not a lot. So if you play your cards right, you could be quids in, couldn't you?
Yeah, believe that when I see it and all. You know what they say about new brooms, don't you? Still, won't worry you, will it? Another couple of weeks and this place will be just memories to you.
I thought he'd have been here by now.
Maybe he's changed his mind.
Not if he wants a quick sale, he hasn't.
You're still sure you're doing the right thing?
Well, of course I am. You haven't changed your mind, have you?
Oh, of course I haven't. But you're the one who's going to have to be running it, aren't you?
Yes, I know, and I can't wait. Another couple of young lads like Kevin will double the turnover.
So long as you don't get any daft ideas about me crawling round on all fours with a monkey wrench in one hand and a bundle of oily rags in t'other.
Do you know, that's an idea.
Yes, Kevin.
Just half, please, Gloves.
And say him again in there, love, when you've served him. All right.
We take it out of that. Just want a quick word with Alan.
Hey, well...
Hi. Message from Brian. He's got held up on a rush job. Jam starts and also, and the guy's desperate to have it for this afternoon. He says he'll try and get in as soon as he's finished, but if he does miss you, he'll try and catch up with you later, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, yeah.
Kevin.
Hi, Mrs. Sousa.
Hello, love. Did Alan Brian sort about coming in today?
Yeah, but I don't know what time now. He's got held up on a rush job. I was just telling Mr. Bradley. He's waiting for him as well.
Oh, Alan Bradley?
Yeah, I think he's interested in the garage.
Our Brian's garage, what about it?
Well, I think he's keen on buying it.
What, our Brian's selling his garage?
Didn't you know?
No, I didn't know. Mind you, probably get round to telling him in his own good time, you know. But why?
I don't know. Him and Liz just want to sell up and get away.
What, away from here?
Yeah, Western Supermare or something.
Western Super...
Look, Pine will be in as soon as he's finished at the garage. He'll tell you more about it then, okay?
Vera, forget about that drink. I'll see you back across there, all right? What? I just paid for him.
What a flaming morning. I must have tramped 10 miles and I don't think I made enough to cover the cost of my shoe leather.
You've seen the time. Your interview's in an hour.
Oh, I'll make it. What's for dinner?
Oh, it's only salad. It'll keep.
Keep?
Until you've had your bath. I've had the immersion heater on, so the water should be piping hot, and I've laid out all your clean clothes on your bed.
I don't need a bath.
Yes, you do. When you go out of here, you want to feel and look your best. The next couple of hours could change the course of your life, Norman.
Mum,
Brian,
what are you doing here?
seems to be the only place I can get to see you these days. I hope you weren't expecting me to make an appointment.
Now look.
All right, Brian, I haven't come to remind you where I live. What you do with your life is your business. You made that very clear. But I did think you might have told me you were thinking of moving away. Whatever else has happened, Brian, you're still my son.
I was going to tell you, just as soon as I knew something definite.
Oh, it's not definite then that this garage is up for sale. It's not definite that Alan Bradley is thinking of buying it. It's not definite that you're thinking of moving to flipping Western-super-Mare. It's all a fairy story.
I wasn't planning on going that far, Mum. I was thinking more of Macclesfield way, but Liz...
Oh, well, I'm meant to know she'd have something to say about it.
It's what we both want.
It's what you both want, Brian. What, to cut me and Gail and Nicky out of your lives? That's what it's going to mean. You're not going to be able to go round to Gail's and pick Nicky up from where you're going, that's for sure.
Well, he can come down and visit me for weekends, can't he? So can you come to that? Mum, it's not to the side of the world, you know.
I can just see Gail letting him do that, can't I? Come off it, Brian. She wouldn't even let him come to my house for tea when Liz was there.
Well, she's a fine one to start laying the law down, isn't she? You know she's got another fella.
Yes, I did hear. But she also happens to have the custody of Nicky, Brian. And as far as your future access goes, I reckon she's going to have a very big say whether you like it or not. Surely you've thought about that.
Things have been happening so fast around here. Hardly had time to think about anything, have I?
Yeah, thanks to that lady friend of yours.
Don't start dragging her into it. I'm quite capable of making my own decisions.
Look, Brian, I know things haven't been easy for you, and I know these last couple of months haven't exactly been happiest of your life, but, well, if you want up sticks and move away, that's your business. But don't be pushed into it, Brian. I know how much little Nicky means to you. And I know it's not you that'll want to put best part of a couple 100 miles between you. So think about it, Brian. Think what you're doing before it's too late.
With your hair.
Oh, it'll be all right, Mrs. Bishop.
Perhaps if you put some water
It'll
on
be
it.
all right. If this fella Simpson...
Simpkins.
Well, Simpkins doesn't like the look of me, then that's his hard luck.
I just want you to make a good impression, Norman. It's so important for you. You don't want to be going round with that battered old suitcase from door to door till you retire, do you? You want to make something of your life, realise your potential.
I know all that, but it's not likely to happen in an insurance office, is it?
So where is it likely to happen?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, isn't it?
So look on this opportunity with Mr. Simpkins as temporary, if you must, until you do know where you want to go. But at least it's going to provide you with much more of a challenge and give you far more self-respect than walking the streets, isn't it? I mean, at least it will put you on the road to a career instead of living hand to mouth where you are at the moment. Well, come on, you better be making tracks. We don't want to keep Mr. Simpkins waiting, do we?
Right, I'm going.
Oh, and Norman.
What?
Be keeping fingers crossed for you.
I'm sorry, mate. Honestly, but... Well, one thing led to another. I never did get any dinner.
Oh, that's okay. Just as long as you haven't had a better offer.
No, nothing like that.
Want a tea, Alan?
Oh, yes, please.
Sugar?
No, thanks.
Look, Alan, I know you're interested in this place,
Interested?
right?
I'm more than interested. I'm dead keen. Of course, I'd like somebody to look over the books, and then there's the legal side, but I mean, assuming that's okay, we can do business.
Yeah, but there's one or two things I've got to think about
Like
first.
what?
Well, there's Kev for a start.
No problem. You don't mind working for me, Kev, do you?
No, of course not. Not if you want me.
Want you? You're going to be my right-hand man. Well, I know about cars you can put in the back of a matchbox.
Oh, thanks very much. It took a weight off my mind, I'll tell you. You won't expect me to carry on my sod, though, will you?
No, of course not. As soon as we get the business side settled, we'll work out who we're going to need. Now, if you know a couple of likely lads...
Hang on a minute, hang on. We're just galloping on a bit, aren't we?
Oh, it was you that brought the subject up.
Yes, I know I did, Rab, but there's other things to think about as well, like the price, for instance.
I'll carry on.
Well, I'm sure we can work that out. As a matter of fact, Rita and I have been discussing that, and we've decided to offer you 2,000 below your asking
Now, hang on a
price.
minute,
Now, listen,
Alan.
you said you wanted a quick sale, right? Now, you're not going to get a quicker sale than this. I mean, you know, the money's waiting for you as soon as the formalities have been completed. And if you want a deposit in cash, you can have that as well, no problem. What you say?
I'm sorry. Sorry, Just can't give you an answer right now. I need time to think about it.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go up to 16,500. Now, that's top whack. All I need from you is a nod and it's a deal, OK?
Still need time to think about it.
What's to think about? You either want to sell the place or you don't.
Alan, look, will you just give me till tomorrow, mate? I'm up to here at the moment. I'm getting dragged all over the place. My mother's on me back. Things have just gone so quick around here. I don't even know what flaming day it is.
All right, it's your decision. But I must say I'm surprised, Brian. I'd have thought you'd have jumped at the chance to wrap this up. Right, so what then? You'll be in touch, will you?
Yeah, I'll be in touch.
I'll see you.
Well, it's up to you, mate. But I reckon it was a very fair offer.
You're right, Q, it is up to me. So now, I want your advice. I'll ask for it, OK?
Oh, hello. Well, do you want me to send my piece out here? You can ask me in.
If it's Brian you want, he's not back yet, but I'm expecting him back in a minute.
No, I was hoping to catch you on your own.
Oh, I see.
Well, so this is what our Brian's give his home up for, is it?
Look, if you've got something to say, let's be having it.
I've come to ask you if you stop to think just for 1 minute what you're doing to my son.
What I'm doing? He's out of nappies, you know.
Yes, what you're doing. Because I'm damn sure it isn't him that's got it into his head to sell that business he's worked hard for. And it certainly isn't his idea to turn his back on his own family and his own son.
For your information, Brian isn't being pushed into anything. We've decided, both of us, that if we stand any chance at all of making a new life for ourselves, then it certainly isn't going to be around here.
And I'm going to tell you that if you drag Brian away from that son of his, it'll be like pulling him up by the roots and throwing him on the scrap heap. And if you love Brian, if you really loved him, you'd see that for yourself. You wouldn't force him into making a decision he's going to regret for the rest of his life.
And if you love Brian, you might just let him grow up. Let him make his own decisions for once in his life without you sticking your oar in at every turn.
Oh, well, if it's going to be like that, I was wasting my time coming, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
Perhaps one of these days, young lady,
Goodbye,
when you've got
Mrs.
kids of your...
Tilsley.
I think it's time we were going, Nicky. Not yet. Well, I've got to get the tea ready, you know.
You can come again.
Can I go see the ponies again?
He loves animals, doesn't he?
So do I. As long as there's somebody else's.
So you're not thought of getting him a pet then?
No, I haven't. Thank you not to mention it neither. I've got quite enough on my plate, how very much.
I wasn't too sure how he'd take me. You know, another bloke. After Brian.
Well, I don't think he's thought about it. He's just enjoying himself. We all are.
He's going to miss him, though, isn't he? Brian. He's going to miss Nicky. He's going to miss taking him out. Miss him growing up.
Yeah, well, that's his decision, isn't it? And whatever he's got worked out, he must reckon it's worth it. Look, I really do think it's time we were going.
Yeah, right. Come on, Nicky. Nicky! Come on!
So you have decided to come home then?
Got held up at the garage.
Thought you might have been hijacked by your mother.
My mother?
Yeah, she's been round here reading the Riot Act, hasn't she?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Not half an hour since. Spelling out exactly what I was doing to her precious little boy. Dragging him away from his family, ruining his life. Honestly, Brian, if we were to get away from here first thing tomorrow morning, it wouldn't be soon enough
All
for
right, Liz,
me.
you've made that quite clear.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you've not exactly let the grass grow, have you? It's just not that easy. There's one or two loose ends to tie up first.
Brian, we decided. Both of us.
You decided. You're the one who wants to get as much distance as possible between us and this place. You're the one who decided to move to the other end of the country. We could have taken that place in Macclesfield. We could have made a fresh start there, but no! It just wasn't good enough for you.
You can't move away, can you?
I just need more time to get used to the idea of moving away from Nicky.
And Gail. And your mother.
They've got nothing to do with it. Nicky's my boy, and he means a hell of a lot to me.
You know, Brian, for a while I thought I did too.
You do, Liz! But can't you understand the way I feel about Nicky?
I understand that we've got to get away, Brian. Right away. If we're going to stand any chance at all. From now on, Brian, it's got to be just me and you. And if you don't understand that, well, I don't think there's any point us going on.
Liz, can't we just slow things down a bit, eh? Just give me more time to get used to the idea and work things out with Nicky.
We're past that, Brian. Choice couldn't be more simple. Either you want to start a new life with me, or you don't. Well, the decision's yours.
I can't leave Nicky. Not just like that.
I don't believe you ever could.
Doesn't have to be like this.
I think you better go, Brian.
Liz,
Brian, go. Just get
just
yourself
a couple
together
of more
and go.
days to get used to the idea. That's all I'm asking.
Brian, go! Just get your gear and get out of my life.
I'm not stopping. I've only just got back from Halifax. Look, I wanted to know if those figures I gave you would be ready for tomorrow morning. Only I'm seeing the accountant at 10.
I'll have them ready for you first thing. I did most of the work this afternoon.
Oh, thanks, Emily. Right, I'll be off then. See you
Right.
tomorrow.
Bye,
Susan.
Oh, Norman, you're back.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Bishop. I got held up.
Oh, don't worry about that. Come on, put me out of my misery. How did you get on with Mr. Simpkins?
I didn't see him.
You didn't?
No, I phoned up and cancelled the appointment.
See?
Well, it really would have been a waste of time, Mrs. Bishop. I'm not right for that kind of job.
No. You seem to have made that very clear.
Look, I'm very grateful for what you were trying to do, but...
Got a very strange way of showing it.
Look, you said I needed some purpose in my life, something to go for. Well, you were right. Only I didn't know what it was. Not until this afternoon. And suddenly, it came to me.
Sorry, I'm not with you.
I didn't go and see old Simpson.
Simpkins?
Simpkins, because I went to the Tech instead.
The Tech?
That's right, to see what my chances were of going on their business studies full-time.
Business studies?
That's right. I started thinking about it after I'd been at the job centre. All right, I've got a couple of A-levels, but I haven't got much going for me, not in the way of qualifications. And I've heard they take on mature students. So I thought if I went down there and got myself on a useful course, something I'd be interested in. So I went down and managed to get myself a chat with their admissions tutor.
What did they say?
Well, there's a few formalities to go through. I've got to fill in the application form, go for my formal interview. But it looks like I'll be starting in September.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you could say, well done, Norman. It wasn't easy, you know. I had to whip up enough confidence to go in there in the first place, then convince them that I meant it. You'd have been proud of me, Mrs. Bishop.
Well, of course I am, Norman, if you're sure that's what you want.
Oh, I am, and I'm really looking forward to it. And believe me, it's been a heck of a long time since I've had anything to look forward to.
Well, if that's what you want, I am very pleased for you, and I'll do everything I can to help. I mean, sure we can come to some arrangement about the rent.
We won't, you know, be paying the same whack as usual.
You won't be earning.
Well, I'll get a grant, won't I? And I can still go on the knock, you know, and earn a few bob like that.
There's no need for that.
I want to, Mrs. Bishop, honest. I mean, things are really happening, aren't they? I mean, I really will be an unemployed student. I'm actually doing something useful with my life. So, after tea, I think we've got something to celebrate. You know, Mrs. Bishop, I didn't think I had it in me.
Your tea will be ready in 10 minutes.
Why don't you tell her where we've been?
Well, all right, but 10 minutes mind. 10 minutes, no more.
Hi, Dad.
Nicky. Where are you going, son?
Darren's.
Want to come for a ride?
Yeah.
Come on, then.
Shouldn't we tell Mum?
No, son, it'll be all right. You and me, aren't you? That's right, son. Just you and me.
All right, kiddie. Where's your mum and dad then?
My dad's in that shop buying me a drink.
Right. Well, whatever you do, don't you try and cross this road, because cars come very fast up and down here. So don't try and cross the road on your own, right?
I know. My dad's here.
Is he? Right, well, remember what I told you. That's a good lad. Ta-ra!
What did that man want?
He said not to cross the road.
Did he? Here, that's all I've got.
I like this.
Good. Get in the van.
Has it been 10 minutes yet?
Is it what?
My mum said I've got to be home in 10 minutes.
Hey, you're your dad, aren't you?
I'm hungry.
Well, we'll get some fish and chips in a minute.
Ooh, great!
Here. Get them down here. To be going on with, all right?
These are my favourite.
Yes, I know they are. You like being with your dad, don't you?
Yeah, it's great.
Don't you worry about your mum. She's not by herself.
One down, one to go. Were you like this when you were a little lad?
Like what?
Never did anything your mother told you. It's 25 minutes since I told him not to be more than 10.
It's par for the course.
Not with me, it's not. When I say 10 minutes, I mean 10 minutes.
Cool. I'm glad you're not my mother.
So am I. Two's quite enough, thank you very much. Look, if the kettle boils, we'll just brew the tea, eh?
Hey, look, shall I go?
You get lost. Took you all your time to find Debdale Park.
I told you, I don't know that side of Manchester all that well.
I know, I noticed. Look, I won't be a minute. If she cries, she'll only want a nappy change, so just do it, eh?
And don't think I couldn't.
It was only me looked like that. Kids. Never mind, the cavalry's arrived. I've come to take him off your hands.
Darren?
Well, he can come for his tea, but it's not him I'm after.
Who are you after then? Bill's not back from work yet, or you could have him with the greatest of pleasure.
Nicky, I've come to take him home.
Nicky's not here, Gail.
Well, when did he go?
He's not been. Did he say he was coming?
Yeah, he wanted to tell Darren about Debdale Park. We've been to see the... Look, you've not been out, have you?
No, but Darren's had the TV going full blast, so perhaps we didn't hear him. Well, that's it. He'll have gone on to one of his other friends.
Just wait till I get my hands on him.
Now, Gail, I'm right, you'll see. What about little Peter Broadbent? He could be there. Shall I ring his mother for you? I've got the number somewhere.
No, it's all right. I'll do it. Look, if he comes here...
Don't worry, I'll bring him straight round. Do you want me to give him the good eye, or will you? You know what they're like, little devils. They just don't think. He won't be far away.
Yeah, I know. He's probably at home now. Nicky?
Not here yet. Tea up.
Mr. Broadbent, it's Gail Tilsley. Is my Nicky with you, Peter? No, it's all right. Well, I just thought it... It's all right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Where is he?
Wasn't he,
Nobody's seen him. Jeff, where is he?
All right, now don't start, 'cause it's only 20 minutes.
It's half an hour.
All right, it's half an hour then. Time means nothing to kids. He probably met some other pal on his way to see what's his name and started telling him all about Debdale Park, and they'd be in a garden somewhere, yakking away. I'd bet you passed him.
Yeah, it could be that, couldn't it?
Not only could be, I bet money on it. So come on, sit yourself down, have a cup of tea. And when he comes back, you can have a go at him. After you've given him a cuddle first. So come on, sit down. I bet you 20p's back before you finish drinking your tea. And I know I'm safe, because when I brewed tea, it takes some drinking. He's all right.
Look, what you need is something to put a smile back on your face. I'm right, aren't I?
Dead right, Vera. I've always said it.
Well, you're right and all. So come on, kid, get your glad rags on. It's only Didsbury. We'll be there in no time.
It's a new club. It's only been open a week. It's dead plush.
It's not one of your male stripper joints, is it?
No, it isn't. And don't crack on you didn't enjoy yourself that night either.
Look, it's one of my mates. I've known her since primary school. She's landed a couple of spots there singing. Well, she's let me have these comps. We'll only have to pay for us drinks.
£2 for a gin and tonic.
Get away. Anyway, who cares, kid? It'd be worth it for you to show your teeth again. And we could both do with a laugh or two.
Oh, come on, Ivy. It'll do us all good.
Look, be thankful you've got mates who care about you. Because nobody else does. Well, your Brian's settled shop with his fancy piece. And Gail, every time she needs a babysitter, she runs straight up the street to Madam, doesn't she? Look, let him see you've got a life of your own to live. Come on, stop messing about. Up the stairs and get yourself planted. We'll see you at Rovers.
Go on, then.
And don't take all night about it.
Yeah, we'll get you like it, Ivy.
OK.
I can't just sit here. It's nearly an hour. Where's the little devil got to?
It's a long time.
Well, let's go look for him.
You stay here, look after Sarah. I'll go.
I know where to look. We'll take her with us. You get the car started. Wait till I get my hands on him. I've been giving Darren the 3rd degree and he's come up with a couple of school friends Nicky may have gone to. I've looked them up and these are the numbers. It's good of you to go to the trouble. Now don't be silly, I know how I'd feel. Not that anything's wrong, but you feel there is. I'll go try these numbers. It's very worrying, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What happened exactly?
Well, we've just been to Debdale Park in Manchester, and they got this sort of little pet's corner, and, well, Nicky got very excited about it, and as soon as we came back, he wanted to tell Darren all about it. You're Darren's mother, I take it?
That's right. I must say Gail's taken it much better than I would.
Yeah, well, she's pretty tough. Mind you.
Not surprising what she's been through lately. I suppose you know.
Oh, yeah, she's had a rough time.
She has that. What was it in that Shakespeare play? The slings and arrows?
Of outrageous fortune.
That's right. Some of us miss out altogether, and there's others who cop for the lot. Nobody's seen him. Oh, I am sorry. It's all right, love. It's not your fault. Look, we're going to go for a drive about. See if we can see anything. Look, I'll ring around for you if I can get any more out of Darren. Thanks. You'll find him. Don't worry. He could have a girlfriend, you know. They start very early these days.
I see. So we're going to have a load of screaming kids in the street, are we?
Kids don't scream when they're buying clothes these days. They're very sophisticated. It's a serious business.
Yeah, so mums and dads who do the screaming when they cop the prices.
Oh, it's confession time, is it?
Well, what do you mean? We're not opening this as a tax dodge, you know. We're opening it to make money, which has been a hobby of mine ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. They won't just be for our kids' stuff, you know. It'll be an outlet for everything that we turn out.
So where is it going to be, this shop?
Well, just inside the main gate. It's not going to be a supermarket, you know.
Well, it's not even a shop, really. I mean, as Mike says, it's a retail outlet. Sort of on the lines of souvenir shops at football grounds.
What do you know about football grounds?
Oh, have you know I spent many a Saturday afternoon at Ibrox Park?
Got a dark past as this one.
So it's going to be a big success, is it?
Better be, or she'll be in trouble. It was her that put the idea in my head.
Yeah, and don't let that smile fool you. He means it. So what do you reckon of this shop?
Well, it's a cover-up, isn't it? Can't get rid of enough stuff at wholesalers, so they're getting a shop.
I thought we were going all right.
Yeah, but you haven't seen books, have you?
Have you?
No, but you get to smell these things at rag trade, and I've been round a lot longer than you have.
So,
So, where are you taking yourselves off to tonight, then?
Well, we're going off to Partington, you know them friends that we've told you about?
Partington? How are you going to get there?
Well, Kev's borrowed a car.
Oh, I hope you've asked Brian.
If he was there to ask, I would have done.
He comes and goes as he pleases these days. You haven't seen him today, have you?
Nah, he's in and out. 5 o'clock comes, he comes in, works the job list out for tomorrow, gets in the van, rows off. That's the last I see of him.
I just hope he remembers all that, Kev, when bonus time comes round.
That's if I'm still working there.
Well, don't you know whether he's selling up or not?
I don't think he knows himself.
Yeah, Kev knows nothing. After the way you've sweated for him and all, haven't you, love?
Yeah, well, it's a good job you're worth it.
Hey! I thought you two were married.
Yes, I'm very happily, I'm pleased to say. You don't get many of them to the pound.
Hey, have you heard from Bet?
No, not a word, lovey.
She's a rum, isn't she?
You're not the only one.
Yeah, Alec isn't exactly your average man in the streets, is he?
By heck, he isn't. Oh, come on, Ivy.
Look, she'll be here. Stop nithering. Drink that.
Oh, all right, I'm coming. There's nothing to not play. Well,
Is Nicky here?
Nicky?
You can't believe it, can you? He goes out for 10 minutes. He's been gone for over an hour.
Well, is he at your mother's?
I don't know. A friend's gone to see.
Oh, come in.
Oh, where is the little imp? Well, I don't know.
Oh, I take it you're Gail's friend, then.
Hello. Oh, this is Gail's mother-in-law.
We just got back from Dovedale Park and Nicky went off to tell one of his pals all about it, and that was about 6:30.
Oh, he'll be laughing away somewhere, giving us all our fame. 10 minutes, I said. 10 minutes. Just wait till I...
Come on. Now, come on.
What do you want? Fish and chips or sausage?
Sausage and a lot of chips, please.
Do you want a drink?
Yes, please.
Right, now you keep your window up and don't talk to anybody. All right?
Okay.
Good lad.
You could have stayed with me, you know.
I think she's better here. I mean, when they find him, this is where they'll bring him, innit?
Jeff's right, Mum. This is the best place for us.
Oh, I suppose so. Did you get up to tricks like this?
I think all lads do.
Aye. Getting ready to be men, aren't you? Daft from an early age. You don't change much. That'll be Alf.
Oh, dear. No, he's not there.
Has Brian seen him?
Brian wasn't there.
No. Hey, mind you, she's hoity-toity little madam, isn't she, out on this? I mean, she couldn't hardly wait to get rid of us, could she?
Not really, no. She did say, though, that Brian had been back there about 6 o'clock. He'd picked up some stuff and then left.
Picked up some stuff?
That's what she said.
Well, where was he going, did he say?
Well, he'd be going to work, wouldn't he? I mean, he works all hours, doesn't he?
No, it's not that, Ivy. No, if you ask me, they've had a fallout, him and this lady friend of his. Same as you say, she won't give over much away.
Well, why are we worrying about Brian? I mean, it's Nicky that we're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Look, do you want me to call the police?
Hang on a minute, Alf. It's a bit soon for that. He's only been gone.
An hour and a half's a long time for a 6-year-old, Ivy.
Anybody could have got him.
Well, do you want me to call them or not?
Yes, please, Alf. It's for the best, Ivy.
Police service. Hello, police. I want to report a missing child.
So what time do you close?
Oh, about 8:30. There's no point in staying open any later.
No, I suppose not. Right, I'll watch this and get myself off to bed.
Well, I hope you like it. It's very sad. Do you want to buy a box of tissues?
No, thanks. I only cry at comedies.
Oh. I shouldn't think it's your husband's cup of tea.
Ah, well, he's not watching it. I've left him in the pub. Hello.
Sue. Oh, hello. There's nothing wrong between Susan and Mr. Baldwin, is there?
Oh, not that I know of. Why?
Well, I don't know. She's left him in the Rovers and she's going home on her own.
Oh, that's nothing. I think he spoils her. This shop is openings mainly for her, you know.
She's a funny girl in some ways. She was telling me she only cries at comedies.
Now, Mavis, you know people better than that. Some of us would die rather than admit we're sentimental. And, talking of sentiment...
Oh, if you've come for Out of Africa, it's not back yet. That's Mrs. Perry for you. She's terrible.
Oh. Is there anything else I'd like?
Well, I'm not very keen on recommending videos.
Not even to me?
No, it's so easy to offend. I mean, Mrs. Morgan's brought one back tonight. Well, she said it was disgusting. Not that I've recommended it, but still.
Which one was that?
Well, I've put it under the counter. You don't think perhaps I ought to watch it? I mean, I wouldn't want anybody else to be horrified.
Now, that is thoughtful. Think I'll look for something else.
I'll just make sure I've got my facts right. Mrs. Gail Tilsley of 18 Albert Street, Weatherfield. Son, Nicky, age 6½. Straight fair hair, normal build. Last wearing a grey tracksuit with a black stripe and orange writing and training shoes. Left the house 1840. That's right, is it? 20 to 7?
About then, yeah.
To visit a friend at 47 Kirby Street. Never arrived. Anything?
No, not a sight.
And you've looked round the gardens?
Yeah, he's not there.
Okay. If you're wondering why we look round the house, it's because so many children shut themselves in bathrooms and cupboards and wardrobes, and then when they hear people looking for them, it becomes a game and they keep quiet. Amazing how many we find like that. Right. If there's nothing else.
Oh, there's the brooch.
Oh, yes, we bought him a pony brooch. He pinned it to his tracksuit.
A pony brooch. I take it you're Mr. Tilsley.
Oh, no,
Mr. Singleton's a friend. I'm divorced.
I see. How long have you been divorced?
Just a few months.
Your ex-husband. Could I have his name and address, please?
It's Brian. Brian Tilsley. He lives at,
22 Park Road.
Right. That's it for the moment. If we want you again, we can find you here, can we?
Yes, I'll be here, or, Jim's Cafe on Rosamond Street.
Oh, I know it. And don't worry. When I get this on the air, there'll be a lot of eyes on the lookout for him. We'll find him.
I'll see you out.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks ever so much.
Yeah.
The little devils, aren't they?
Look, I know what you're all thinking, but he wouldn't. He wouldn't, not Brian.
Oh, Ivy, come on, we're all in this together. We're all having a fight.
I just hope to God it is him! Why doesn't he ring?
Have you had any joy out of young Tilsley?
What, you mean about...
About putting in a bid for his garage?
No, he's gone all quiet on me. I don't think he knows what he wants himself, you know.
Say, how are you getting on with this fella Gilroy?
I'm saying nothing.
Well, I'd have plenty to say if it were me.
You know, you wouldn't believe it, but many years ago I booked this lady into a club where the manager was a bit on the amorous side. She blamed me for it ever since.
It wasn't just that. You knew what he were like. I was part of the deal, but he forgot to tell me.
Shall I tell you about her, shall I? The Weatherfield Nightingale. She's got the voice, she's got the figure, the looks, the personality. All she lacked was the killer punch. Madame Rita Littlewood could have been a very big name in show business if she'd played her cards right.
Which meant dealing from the bottom, of course.
Is there any other way of playing them?
Hey, they'll ever get wed, Rita and that fella of hers. Oh, don't ask me. They don't seem to bother these days, do they? Well, I think it's disgusting, all this cohabitating. I mean, we know, don't we? There's nothing wrong with being married. Yeah, we do, Hilda. Me and Stan were very lucky, you know. We even had a second honeymoon. Oh, yeah. So you did. I should have thought one would have been more than enough for you. I'm only kidding. I should hope you are. Yeah. No, we had a smashing life together. He wasn't exactly what you'd call perfect, wasn't Stan, but, well, given the choice between having a husband and not having one, I'd have one every time. Yeah. Depends, though, doesn't it? Oh, see what you mean?
Hey, has Ivy been in?
I thought you were going out for the night, you three.
Well, she was supposed to call in here for us, but she never. And there's no answer at her place.
Well, what are you doing back here?
Oh, it wasn't my scene. All them flashing lights and blaring music.
Yeah, well, Aunt Ivy worked that out before you did and found something better to do.
Aye, happens she did.
I've got her off.
Hey, it's 9:30.
Oh, lovey, you go.
Oh.
I'll stay the night with Gail. Come on. Now he needs his rest.
All right.
Off you go.
I'll pop in first thing tomorrow.
Bye, lovey.
Sure. What do you do? Are you going to go?
Well, I think I'll stay for a bit, just in case anybody needs a car or anything.
Oh.
Can we have a cup of tea, Mum?
Of course you can. Come on.
Hello, 7392. Gail, it's Brian. He says Nicky's with him and he's all right.
Brian? Brian!
You can enjoy all this week's episodes in one big omnibus edition this Sunday at 3 o'clock. Next on Plus, David's flirting with Linda again, so Amy decides to see just how much he loves her. It's duty-free next.